Game time, Brian. Your name's name that I gun. You need a way to the fire. Lady with hammer stills gunned in the living room. Just a mailbag full, delivering letters. Now I'm dropping that fuel from the 9 to 5 to the Cowboys grind. Turn my voice into a platform. Game time, Brian. Every snap, every play, break it all down. Blue and silver pride, yeah, I rep this town. From the news to the rumors, every hot debate. If it's Cowboys talk, man, I'm never late. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep, and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every game day is game time again. Game time, Brian, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail route grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play. Dak takes the snap, Micah on the chase. Talking O-line, defense, who's making the plays? Trades, rumors, draft picks too. If it's Cowboys news, then you know I come through. No network scripts, just a fan with a voice. Doing this my way, yeah, that's my choice. Breaking it down for the real, no cap. If you're riding for the star, then you know where we at. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every damn day, it's game time again. Yeah, top Brian, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail route grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play.
Leg nights, early mornings. Yeah, I built this up. Did it for the fans, never just for luck. One video turned into something real. Now Cowboys Nation.
Welcome to the real world. I can show you the world.
And then?
And you'll be in a world of legendary moments will be captured. So stand up, scream, and make sure the boys feel you.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Well. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Game Time Brian, otherwise known as a mailman, otherwise known as the hot mailman. I got a portable fan in front of me. It's 90 degrees in here. I got a sheen on me right now. Wife took off downstairs where it's kind of cool. Kid went out and bought $300 window air, not window, one of those stand-up airs, you know, whatever, $350, whatever he paid. The other 2 boys got the hell out of Dodge. It's me, a dog that's panting, and an angry wife downstairs. So we are batting 1,000, but I am here, and I want to be here. And And welcome, my partner. I didn't think you'd be here on time. Thank you. What's
Yeah,
up, Primetime Phil? How are you, brother?
I'm actually going to disappear as well too at some point because I got home. I told you I had training all the way across from Florida, and I got home and my AC unit was out, and so my thermostat's out, all that kind of stuff. So I actually have somebody that's going to be arriving here within the next 30 or 40 minutes. So I might have to break away to get him into the right area.
Well, and I have to wait. I got a guy coming tomorrow. I had somebody come today. I paid $250 basically for him to say, well, it's basically kaput. So I got my guy who I get to do a lot. He's going to come over tomorrow. Either way, it sucks.
Yeah.
Daisy's not happy. The Daisy's not happy.
I should have sent you your Christmas gift early. Remember, I was going to get you a portable AC unit.
Yeah, well,
'Cause I bought like 5, 6 of them for my house.
Yeah, well, it's one of those deals where I didn't realize it's about 13 to 15 years old. So I guess, and
yeah, right around that range. Yep.
It is what it is. But
The most warranty you get with that was like 10 years because they know once it's past 10 years.
yeah, well, my
now it's
guy
becoming
who
iffy.
did it, he passed away, so I went with a new company to come out. I don't like them. So if you're watching, yeah, beat it. I'm not going with you, bro. Your bedside manner sucks. How's that? But anyway, I'm a little cranky. Momo's a little worked up that I didn't bring him on. It's a channel member, and we're going to welcome everybody in. We are here for as long, as we can. Obviously,
Yeah, it'd be different if he was a New York Giants fan because we got to keep bringing the same guy.
Yeah, I mean, we got Aisha, but, Aisha needs to step up. She's got to get her game on. But we got, let me see. I want to welcome him in now. Newly, he is a new channel member. Yes, Chris Dooley, a wealth of knowledge. We love Momo. Momo will be on later. But let's welcome in Chris Dooley and the Commando.
Nice.
What's going on, Chris? Remember, you're muted when you come in. I do that for a reason. Where's my little guy? What's going on, Chris? How are you?
Doing good, man. How's the AC doing?
It's not good. I have none. So
It's brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal. Again, it's one of those deals where, what are you going to do? It was 105 here yesterday. We're not used to that type of heat around here. 105 is hot. So, But are you ready to go, man? Did you do any bit of the homework that I asked you to do?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
I got a softball and something a little spicy too.
Good. If it's for us, okay, we'll try and hit it. Hopefully it's for the Eagles, but
Oh, you know it.
all right, good. I'm trying to find something here, so bear with me, everybody. Boop, 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 boop. Like I'm not prepared because I've been running. That's why. Anyway, it is what it is. All right, let's bring in the next one. We got the commander representative in the house. The next one, the man, the myth, the legend. Loyal Cowboy joins us. There he is, his new look at him with the cowboy hat, ready to rock. What's up, Loyal Cowboy?
Let's get ready to rumble.
What's going on, man? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Here you go. This is for Chris here. We got a little meme for Chris here, the Washington football team. Here we go. Let me see it. There we go. All right. So, again, I don't know if you got my text. I went with your other picture, so it works.
That's right.
It works. Wednesday Night War. I like it. I like it, dude. That's badass. I love it. Well, it's going to be fun. We don't have, like I said, we'll open it up to Drew later. Again, Momo can come in a little later. We're going to go, and I'll get to the chat in a minute, everybody. But let's bring in the next contestant. It's a little bit controversy, but I'm going to talk to Bobby Babinski, and he needs to change his name to Bobby Babinski on the Zoom call. He's been a channel member for quite some time. His issue is is that he lets it lapse like a lot of people. Did I not let him in? Oh, he's joining. He's got the Oregon internet. But yes, Bobby is joining, and CZ says Momo's coming for your meats. So let's see. You got to be on camera.
Momo's moonshine.
Momo's moonshine. Jesse did text me. He's stuck in a monsoon in Philly. So it's not raining here. I actually wish we would get rain about a half hour east of Philly because it's like soup out here. I'm like in the bayou. I feel
Yeah,
like
we got hammered too. It was bad. It was so bad. I couldn't even drive the freeway home. I was on the back roads because it was bad.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the bayou, Loyal. It's so damn sticky here. I mean, yeah, it's the kind of day where you bring a little bit of stick up, you know, you like a speed stick, just a midday speed stick, because that's how bad it is. You don't want to be, I mean, you don't want to be smelling like onions around.
Hey, everybody, wish Thomas Garrett a happy birthday. Today's his birthday.
Yes, and I was getting to that.
Happy birthday,
yes.
Thomas.
Thomas, here we go, brother. Is he in the house yet?
Yeah, he's in there.
All right, here we go, Thomas. Here we go, Thomas. And Walker Wade's birthday also. Here you go, Wade.
Oh, really?
Wade's birthday also is today.
Get him a Golden Corral cake.
Yes, we got to give him a Golden Corral cake.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Bobby, are you going to join us or what? Speak now or forever hold your peace, brother. Where's Bobby Babinski? Bobby, you'll be out and Momo will be in. Where you at, brother? But anyway, all right, we'll let Bobby figure out how to hit the button. So anyway, as we sit here, boys, what are we thinking here? I mean, I don't know. We sit here about 21 days out from a training camp, primetime Phil, and basically we're all doing it the same day. Our guys, he left. Our guys, basically report on the 22nd. So what are we thinking? Let's start with Phil, and then we'll work our way around. Phil, what are you thinking, brother? What are you thinking as we sit here? Basically,
I want to see some bodies hit the floor, man. I want to just see some clashing, some of this. I don't want to see Booker throwing little 12-year-old kids down to the ground. I want to see him throwing like Mozzie to the ground or something, So I'm just ready to see some football, and actually when I watch those type of film, then I can get some kind of like, all right, his footwork needs work or something. I can at least get something out of it where he has pads and stuff on, and it's not just shorts.
Yeah, I hear you.
I was gonna say that's Jerry honoring a Make-A-Wish kid that day, letting him butcher around like that.
Bobby, what's up, brother? Yeah, you're muted. You're muted. There you go. What's up, brother?
What up, guys?
There it is.
Sorry about that. I haven't been on a Zoom call in a while.
Yeah, just remember next time you got to change your name. My thumbnail says Bobby Babinski, so you got to change it before you hop on. But that's all right. We're getting there.
I'm not all hopped up on that technology still, sorry.
All right, so we'll go with Robert Sigston. That's not as sexy as Bobby Babinski, but Bobby. What are you looking forward to? And then we'll get Chris Dooley in here. What are you looking for? What are you looking for before? What are you looking for in the meantime between now and training camp? Is there anything exciting? You think it's going to be calm? You think Howie's going to cook something up? What do you think?
Well, I think we have like close to 30 million hanging around there. So I'd like to hang on to it and see what the young guys can do, and then see where our holes are, and then see who wants to be traded, and then go from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we usually make a big impact every year, like AJ Brown.
I just don't see it this year, brother. I don't see it.
But I want to see these young guys step up. You got to remember, the last Super Bowl, our youngest guy was 26. Okay, our oldest guy was 26 in the last Super Bowl. So I'm loving the young guys stepping up with Vic Fangio, and we're gonna see. I mean, our biggest hole is Makuba. If Makuba can step up for CJ, I think we'll be right back there.
Well, and that's a big if, but, I agree with you. Real quick, Mark Hutchton, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Thank you. Chris Dooley, what are you looking for before we go after each other? What are you looking for? Basically, it's 3 weeks out before the draft. I mean, what are you looking at? I mean, I know your team's getting a lot of flack outside of the DMV. So what are you hoping for? What do you think?
I mean, my team, they're looking good right now. We pretty much have all our pieces in place. The other stuff is more just the stadium and then the Terry McLaurin deal. But I'm sure that's going to work out. We had almost full participation when the guys came in. Basically, we're looking really good right now.
All right. Well, we're going to test that a little bit. Real quick, Elena Walker, Oscar Perini, EJB, Philly D, Logan Motorsports, Eagles Drew, what's going on? Vinny Hagen, Man of Hawkins' own, Dustin Bosley, Boats and Hose is in the house. Birthday boy Thomas Garrett, Hallie Pierce. How are you, Hallie? Elena Walker. I don't know if I said Elena. Elena, how are you? CZ, Logan Motorsports, Woke Youssef. Here comes the rain. Here comes the rain. Wow. Joe Tranchina coming from Italy. My man, what's going on? It's got to be late in Italy. Thank you so much, Joe. Jimbo, my neighbor. What's up, Jimbo? That dude, Rolo, is in the house. Flying down, flying. Oscar Perini, Brooklyn Zone. Let's see. Loyal Cowboy, he's in here. Mark Holmes, thank you, my man. I'm sorry I missed your live stream. I was having a bit of a AC problem, which means I have no AC. What's up? D Moore is in the house. What's up, D? Momo, of course. I think that's pretty much everybody. I think we got everybody caught up. Ward family, what's going on, brother? How are you? Sugar Daddy, what's up, Sugar Daddy? And all right, just spam me if I missed you. Arturo Gomez, what's up, Arturo? And all right, we're gonna go right to the bottom. Chris May, what's up, brother? And Daniel M. Rob A, what's up? Anyway, so Don Julio, what up, brother? Jesus, this is all Cowboys content creators. Well, this is what we do. No, we got a Cowboy, we got me, we got Phil. We got an Eagle, and we got a Commander, and we got a Giant incoming. He's in a monsoon that just hit me, that I might have to close my door. Of course, it gets worse. It gets worse. But, Phil, get ahead, brother. Take over for a second. I got to close my door.
Okay. Speaking of closing doors, the Giants, I would say they're no. I got to take a shot at Jesse while he's not here and everything. Oh man, I'm still trying to get situated. I was training all day, so coming over here, I have to take. I can't just let Game Time have his AC problems. I also have to follow suit. I'm a copycat type of dude apparently. So Loyal, man, how you been, man?
I'm good. Good.
Yeah, you like this next month, man. How do you feel? You feel like it's gonna drag out?
Yeah, it's been kind of a long, especially now that I'm excited. I'm into it. I've been to the practice facility. I've seen them out there practicing. I see activity, like Leo would say. I'm excited, man. It just seems like it's taking forever now.
Chris, with your team, less moves, kind of not like us last year. We had one move. How are you feeling with those, limited amount of moves compared to the year before, where it was like almost a whole roster overhaul? How are you feeling about those a couple of moves that you didn't have?
I'm feeling real good with a lot of the moves we made. Yeah, it was a complete rebuild last year, all the way from ownership all the way down. All coaches, everybody. this year, we still made a lot of moves. We did sign almost 20 new players. We're doing that 1 year, 2 year
Sneaky.
contract deal.
Yeah.
And that's why I said last time that we really got nobody past the books in 2027. They're gearing up.
Yeah, something's there. Bobby, what about you, man? How you feeling about just the time frame? I know every football fan in general, especially as Super Bowl champs, you're kind of excited about getting the new season started, and you talked about your young group. I know Cooper DeJean is probably still partying as we speak, but is there somebody that's not young that you feel coming into the roster, because you have some different people going into the defense? Do you have somebody that you feel, even veteran wise, on your roster that's going to step up compared to that wasn't in the picture of the Super Bowl, even though they were on the roster, maybe they weren't big in the front of their weapons, you know?
I think, not talking about age, but the unsung hero of last year was Cam Jurgens. He was drafted to replace Kelsey, and he was expected to do good, and he did do good. And no one really talked about him, you know. With Jeff Stoutland, he just works magic all the time. I mean, no one has talked about Cam Jurgens at all, and having a great center is key. Look at the Raiders when they went into the Super Bowl, and then he went out partying and got arrested, and then they got blown out in the Super Bowl, you know. So Cam Jurgens adding to that offensive line is huge. That's
you got
pretty
a
much
question mark sitting there, but we're going to hit that in a minute. Let me get to this super chat. That dude, Rolo, what's up, my man? He says, y'all be sure to hit the like button for the mailman while you're here. Rain, sleet, snow, no AC. He's still showing up. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like, thanks, Rolo. I feel like I let people down not doing my lunchtime chats, but it's not the easiest when you come home to a 90-degree house and I'm running around trying to get things done. So thank you. Appreciate all the love. Let's get into it. Let's welcome the man, the myth. What's up, Jesse? It just started raining here. What's going on, brother?
Boy, I caught the full deluge, guys. So if you hear me coughing a little bit, I caught the full.
How you feeling?
brunt
I
of it.
know you were under the weather.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little better. It's just the fact that I caught that damn rain wouldn't have helped me. So,
Yeah.
but I'm here. I'm alive.
Well, last week you were hurting. But anyway, let's get into it. What's up, Randy McIntyre? We're gonna start with this. I want to start with Bobby. I gave like you guys a little bit of work. Bobby, start off asking you know, I'll jump in when I can, but ask Loyal or Chris or Jesse, you know, you have the floor, my man. Ask a question and then we'll all expound upon it.
Oh, okay. I got a book here. I'm sorry, I had to write some stuff down.
Well, you know, you're like me. You're older, so you know it is what it is.
I'll start out with the Giants, I guess. You know, being that they're on the bottom and they have to work their way up. I want to know how the fans are feeling about the GM and coach after the giant mistake of letting Saquon go. With offensive line in question, no weapons other than Malik Neighbors. You got OBJ begging to come back. I mean, what's going on in New York right now? Are you guys happy with the coach? He's the first one scheduled to get fired in the betting lines.
Wow,
Hey, guys.
he leads the
Well-
betting lines, Jesse. So get
Well,
ahead, bro.
It's like this. Right now, the fans, they're happy with the draft picks. I mean, we all agree it was good draft picks. We're going to give the coach a pass, considering the fact that he didn't have his quarterback. That was a adopted quarterback, which sucked anyway, but he had no choice in the matter. Well, he could have, but he didn't take the plunge. And we got his future, Jackson Dart. So with that, the fans right now, offensive line, we had some injuries, but it's a work in progress. Like I said, we're not getting no Super Bowl. Hell, if we get 8 games, I'll be happy. But right now, the feeling right here is wait and see. But we damn sure not going to be one of those what we were in the past 4 or 5 years.
All right,
a
so
dumpster on fire.
what are you thinking? You're thinking 8 wins would be great, right? That would be an unbelievable year.
That's a start. That's a start.
All right, Chris, get in there. What do you think regarding what he's saying? What is it realistic about the? I mean, do you really think Giants have any chance in heck? I mean, I could bring up their schedule, but do you think they have any chance to you get to 8 wins? And what do you think would be a good season for the Giants?
I mean, the Giants do have some weapons. I mean, Tracy's a good back. Neighbors, he's awesome. I mean, the main thing is getting rid of Daniel Jones. That was a big holdup. I mean, Daniel Jones was just terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, Russell Wilson, he's going to get you a little bit more. He's going to get you more points a game before you bring in Jackson Dart, and that might be a Dable type of guy right there, and they might be a little bit of a sneaky team. The defense is already going to be pretty good because of bringing on someone like Javon Holland and the safety. But, I mean, I could see them being a real scrappy team. It's not going to be easy when we play them.
Yeah, well, I did lay out the numbers. Believe it or not, in the last 10 years, the Giants have 11-8 record versus the Commanders. They actually have a winning record against you guys. So I'm just saying.
I was going to say in the last 15 years, the team that we have the hardest problem with is Dallas, then the Giants.
Yeah, and
then we have the best luck against the Eagles.
Yeah, it's really crazy. But real quick, let me get to the super chat. Super chat, West Virginia, country boy, can't wait to meet everybody in Vegas. West Virginia, text me with your information, brother. Where you staying? And we'll hook up, definitely. We were supposed to hook up last year. Hey, Nida, how are you?
That sounds so naughty. We were supposed to hook up last year.
Supposed to have a hookup.
When I look at the Giants, like again, got to remind me, you guys just got a number 2 wide receiver. Yeah, who was that?
Boy, damn it!
Hold on, I got somebody knocking on my door.
All right. Damn
well,
it.
okay.
I know we got Robinson and we got Slayton right now. Those are going to be our 2 starters.
Yeah, you brought in somebody else. Let me look it up.
Yeah, we brought in somebody else. I just can't realize his name. I forgot his fucking name. Brain fart here.
Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, Zach Pascal, Jalen Hyatt.
There he is.
I guess that's it.
Hyatt's been on your team.
What's that?
And we got Scatterable.
Yeah.
So we got Scatterable.
I'm just
so
reading on who they have. So I guess
Well, you have the arguably second best defensive line to the Eagles. So people are saying Giants are going to have the best defensive line in the NFC East. But you got to remember, we got Carter and Davis. We got Ty Robinson. We got everybody else ready to roll. Smith. Jalix Hunt. So they're going to be competitive with the Giants' defensive line. That's your strongest point of the year. I just wonder why they brought in Russell Wilson.
Well, let's talk about that.
Week 5, I think they need to put Jackson Dart in when Russell Wilson.
Well, you don't want to throw your player. You don't want to throw your rookie to the wolves.
I'm not throwing my brand new shiny toy in there unless it's like a season that's really bad, and then you throw them in later year.
Washington did it, and look what happened with them.
But they
went.
Yeah, but we're going to find out.
Yeah, but he was a high.
We're going to find out about Washington.
That was
in
right
year
there.
2.
What I was going to say, it was a unicorn because he did something there. I was like, oh, what the hell?
Well, no one was prepared for it. Washington, I mean, no disrespect to you, Chris, but Washington, they haven't had a quarterback and God knows how long, and now you guys finally got somebody decent.
Thank you, Coyote.
And people are now the question is, in year 2, how does Jaden Daniels step up with teams going out, drafting players to get ready for him? That's going to be the main question.
We'll find out what Wonder Boy is.
Real quick, I got a gifted membership real quick to Daniel's Dallas Cowboys Lakers. So you are in the hopper. Thank you, Coyote. I'll put Coyote and I'll put Daniel in the hopper. Go ahead, boys.
Speaking of Washington, I got a question for them. So you brought in help for the offensive line with Tunsil. You got Debo Samuels, who's pregnant right now. But what about the defense? Are you guys going to have to outscore people all year? You got lucky with Hail Marys and
Who
this
are we
and
talking
that.
about? Are we already switching to Washington?
Well,
I didn't get a chance to rip on the Giants yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Slow it down, Bobby. Slow it down.
You're
All
doing
right.
great, Bobby. You're doing great.
No, I'm playing with you, Bobby. But yeah, well, let me get in my let me get in the two thoughts regarding the Giants. I'm going to briefly run down their schedule. Okay, at Washington, I kind of think as much as I think it's a close game. I think Washington wins that game, right? At Dallas, okay. If Dallas loses that game, then I'll probably lose my bet to Eagles Drew because Dallas always beats the Giants. So they're 0-2 in my mind. Home against the Chiefs. Okay.
0-3.
Okay. Home against the Chargers. Now, again, the Chargers are a pretty darn good football team, but I'll give you a win there. I'll give you a win, and I'll be like, okay, probably not, but I'm going to give it to you. 1-3 at the Saints. Bingo. I think you can win. Or can you? Kellen Moore. I would think you can. 2-3. Home against the Eagles. Let me know the last time you beat the Eagles. If you beat the Eagles at home, then maybe the Eagles, that's on Thursday Night Football. Maybe they're not who they think they're going to be if the Giants win that game. But, okay, I think it's a loss. So right now you're 2 I don't even know. I lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're 2-4. At the Broncos, week 7. Chris Dooley. What do you think is going to happen there?
They're going to run out of oxygen.
Denver's going to win that game.
Yeah.
It's a damn hard ass place
That
to play.
defense is good.
So that's 2-5. Week 8 at the Eagles.
Ooh.
2-6. Week 9 at the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we could give the Giants a win. We could give the Giants a win there, but they're going to be the underdog, most likely. So
I want that. I want that. I want to be the
and
underdog.
I'm just saying, let's give them the win. So that's 3 wins, right? At the Bears. I like the Bears this year. But,
quarterback.
I think that's a tough spot. So I think you still have 3 wins. Home against Green Bay. That's not easy. At the Detroit Lions. I'll make it quick. That's not easy. Home at New England. In December. Okay, you have a shot. Then you get a bye week. Home against the Commanders. This is where you get hot, Jesse. Home against the Vikings, which I don't believe are going to be that great, but I'm always wrong about the Vikings. At the Raiders. At the Raiders and home against Dallas. So, again, by the time you get to week 14 in your bye week, you may be gone. Out of it. You know what I mean? That's the sad part. So getting back to your question, Jesse, when do you think would be a good time to turn to dart? Are you saying you want to start out? They're starting with Russell.
Yeah, of course. That's already announced. He's going to start.
But that's fine. I think that's the right move, Jesse. And I'll tell everybody why. And I want to hear everybody's thought, starting with Loyal. Loyal, do the Giants have any sort of offensive line right now that they should start a rookie quarterback?
No.
So, expound on it a little bit. If you can. Anything,
well, there's a lot of unknowns, and let's be honest. Jackson Dart, when he gets out there, he's going to be running for his life a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
But defensively, yeah, they're stacked on defense. But offensive line, I haven't seen anything.
I would just worry about Jason Dart. Yeah, that's right. I would just worry about. Hold up.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne. I caught that, Phil.
Sorry, I always have to get that in. That's Jason Bourne. So Bobby, what do you think about the Giants offensive line, right? And when do you think may be a good time to bring in Jackson Dart? The record, I said it. And Jesse, I'm not trolling you. It's probably it's for the best that you take the L's and play good. Hopefully you get close in all these games. But I don't know that it's to have a winning record with this schedule may not be in the cards. But anyway, go ahead, Bobby.
I would say as soon as he learns the playbook, put him in week 2.
Really?
Soon as they go 0-1, 0-2, it's
I'm not throwing
time.
my man in the wolves. This is too
You
early
got to
to throw
throw
the
him
wolves.
in there. I mean, you
What's
get a
the
new
chat
job.
think about
You
that?
don't want to sit there
Mark
and
Huston says you're
watch
right. Throw him to
somebody
the
for
wolves.
2 years. I mean, it used to work that way with Jordan Love, but that didn't really work out with Aaron Rodgers. You know,
Bobby,
Steve Young, it worked out with him. But these days, look at, once again, Jaden Daniel. You put him in there. You put Hurts in there. Second year, he goes to the Super Bowl. You can't play around anymore. You got to
Bobby
get these
bringing it
guys
tonight.
going.
Bobby,
I like it.
There's no reason because my team's not going anywhere. Why am I throwing a young quarterback? Well, we know we're still in rebuild.
Now,
I want him to.
Why would you draft him? Why would you draft him?
Now,
We
Chris
have him for
Dooley.
future.
My thing is, Chris, I think Giants may.
Why wouldn't you draft him?
I
I
mean,
mean, he's a hot quarterback. He's
I
a
mean,
hot commodity in the draft.
Yeah,
I mean, I
I'm not
kinda
sitting my
think that-
quarterback on the bench for fucking 4 years.
I want
Sorry,
my quarterback to be watch a professional Russell Wilson Super Bowl
Yeah,
champion.
baby. Yeah.
Watch him how he moves. All right, like this is not friggin' Madden. Okay, he's got to sit there, get experience.
What's up, Marcus?
Oh, I saw the Giants win the Super Bowl in Madden 26. By the
Well,
way,
that's in Madden 26. We're talking about real life here. I'm not getting my man killed when he has to sit there.
Chris, what do you
watch
think?
the
I want to hear from
professional
Chris.
play.
What do you think regarding Giants' offensive line? When do you think? I think they may win a couple more games. I do really like the. I mean, for your sake, I hope it's not against the Commandos. But do you like Jackson Dart? And when do you think would be a good spot?
I mean, I like their left tackle, but he can never stay healthy. I mean, that's a key cog on that
That's
team.
what I said. The damn injury issues.
The offensive line, I don't like their offensive line at all.
I agree with you.
Jackson,
I was watching that Shedeur Sanders video, which they're blocking right now, when he was interviewed by the Giants, and then I watched the Jackson Dart one, and he was schooling the coaches on the plays. They said, "Where is why? Where is
Chris? Like, finish your thought. I mean, I kind of agree that he offers mobility, but
yeah,
I have
As
an
for
idea,
Jack-
Chris. But I want you to finish your thought, and then I'll finish, and then I'll tell you when I think he should play.
I mean, as for Jackson Dart, I wouldn't play him till maybe week 10, 11, maybe when they're
Well, we're kind of on the
back.
same page. I wanted to go to Phil, but Phil left because he's the ex-quarterback. I'm looking at. Again, I just went through like week 11 home against Green Bay, week 12 at Detroit, week 13 here. I'll share my screen so people can see it. Week 13 at New England. Then you got the bye week, week 14. That's the perfect time to make the change, barring injury, right? Then you get your wins here. You get the young kids some confidence going into the next year. Home against the Commandos. Not that it's a guaranteed win, but I've already said that's the only team that you've had any sort of success against. Home against the Vikings, at the Raiders, home against Dallas, who may be a shit show or maybe resting you guys or whatever. So that's the perfect spot. Prime time. I'm glad you're back. Thank you. When do you think would be a good time for Jackson, a.k.a. Jason Bourne, to take over the Giants?
I mean, if he's the future plan, I
He
would
looks
say
as hot as I am, everybody.
week 7, week 8, I am. Like
Fucking
it's
melting.
been a long day.
Amen.
But no, I would imagine week 7, week 8. I mean, you got Russell Wilson in there for a reason. I mean, he was a better option than you had last year. I think Chris Dooley, like he explains it very well when he's talking about how Daniel Jones is gone. That's a whole year too late. You know, you had the choice between him and Barkley, and like, oh man, it's everybody got to watch it on Hard Knocks, man. It's just I feel you, man, because guess what? You were on Hard Knocks, but guess what? Our owner is on ESPN, on NFL Network, so we get the Hard Knocks pain in the butt ownership, making dumb decisions all the time. So we feel you, man.
But, I mean, as an ex-quarterback, you know, you're coming into the league, Phil, right? As an ex-quarterback, you're a rookie. I mean, I know you have competitive drive, but What's going on in the back of your mind when
I would love to come into a situation like that where nothing is expected. Let's be real. Yeah, they jumped into that first, back into the first round and everything, and I think that comes with some weight. But with the decisions that they've made, I mean, it's one of those things that you gotta have to let it play out a little bit. I think I think all of us almost can agree that that even with him not playing in the NFL, Jackson Dart is a better option than Daniel Jones.
Hey, Lynn, don't worry.
Definitely.
Yeah, and so even when we're going into the draft, we also knew that, what team goes in it, you have a good future piece.
Right.
But to me, he's kind of one of those future pieces that is like a Romo, where you sit a couple of years and you're going to just polish him very nicely.
Exactly.
You throw him in there too soon?
Yeah, Phil, that's what I'm saying.
Problem with
Phil,
that, Phil?
hold on, buddy, hold on. Excuse me. Phil, like I was telling before, when you had walked out, I wish you were there. I stated, let him sit down, watch a professional, a Super Bowl champion quarterback, how he moves, how he thinks, whatever. Then get
even how he
Winston
prepares. Yeah.
And Winston, how to deal with the locker room. Hell,
what not to say to your locker room teammates.
Take notes.
My only argument, guys, is this. If he comes in and wins 5-6 games in a row, it's like, why didn't we put him in from week 1? You know what I mean? When Russell Wilson goes 0-5.
But that's the nice thing about coming into the situation where you have 5-6 losses. There is that no pressure, and you go out and you just play.
Exactly.
You play the game of football. And
but Washington got to a championship game last year playing a rookie. That's
but they're
Heisman Trophy winner.
Big game.
Yeah.
But there's a problem with that. 5 years ago, we did the same thing. We had Dwayne Haskins. We threw him out right immediately, and he got his brains battered in because we didn't have an offensive line. We didn't have any of that, and his total confidence was done.
Well,
the Giants
real
have
quick,
a great
Mark
defense.
Hudson, I use that. That's a goal. YouTube sets up goals now where if I get to 15 super chats, I'll give away at least one thing. I'll probably give away something anyway, but yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, guys. Oh, I missed a super chat. I hear Debo got so fat he's taller laying down than he is standing up. And Randy McIntyre says, just bring the damn season on already. Randy, it's a slow burn, brother.
It is.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm going to stay on top of the super
I
chats.
got something to say game time.
Go ahead.
This a knock on the Eagles fans, and I don't care. I like to do it. I'm just happy Jalen Hurts wrote a children's book because, they say Eagles fans can't read. So I'm happy about that. I can read the book.
Hey.
Damn.
He got married and wrote a children's book. It's all good. But anyway, where were we? Chris, did I interrupt you, brother? I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that just the point, if you rush him out there, we had a situation like that with Dwayne Haskins.
Yes.
And
I
mean, we had a terrible offensive line and he got murdered and
thanks,
he was
Vinny.
never the same.
Yeah, and I think you can kind of, unless you're trying to, the season is totally lost, let's just go ahead and get him his NFL experience. Then by that point, are you just bypassing Jameis Winston? So I think that's what you have Winston there is that, okay, if something happened to Russell, you don't have to throw him into anything. And you can allow, two off seasons with a guy like that, I think he would be very, very good to come in. Then there's no film on him by that point. And I just, whether your coach survives, I think that's going to be the biggest thing. I'm very surprised that he's still there.
Wait, hold up. Where am I at here? Shots fired here.
Wait a minute.
Shots fired, Sledhead. I'm coming for you, meats. Real quick, Michael Rizzo, my friend. What's up, brother? Game time. Love you guys. We love you, Michael. Thanks for supporting the channel. Sledhead says, the Packers are sweeping the East. Anybody want to talk to Sledhead and talk some sense into him? Sledhead.
You might get the Cowboys, but
we'll let you in the Zoom call. Come on now, be a part of the Zoom call so we can have a piece of that. Come on now. You ain't sweeping squat. Come on, you always start off slow. I don't know. You playing anybody in the East early? Because Green Bay starts out slow. But anyway, where were we?
Oh.
So I mean, what do you got to say about that, Loyal? I mean, as we're gonna finish with the Giants, okay, Loyal. I gave you a little homework.
You want me to give me some talk? So okay,
all right,
I got them.
All right. Well, I want you to give me something on either the Eagles or the Commanders.
So for the Eagles, obviously you guys are
we'll
the
do one
Super
at a
Bowl
time.
champions. But my question is, now that you got a radar on your head, a bullseye on your head, how do you respond? You're not the predator anymore, you're the prey. How do you respond to that?
Honestly, Bobby. And Bobby is very realistic. And I know the Eagle fans probably aren't going to like it. But go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead.
Okay, well, we got 10 out of 11 starters coming back on offense. I'm not really worried about right guard with Jeff Stoutland. We have Sirianni, who's kind of a head case at times. We wanted him out of there at week 5, 6, and then all of a sudden he's the greatest coach in the world, So he's kind of hit and miss. It all comes down to him, in my opinion. The defense, I'm not really worried about. We're going to have all these guys flying around on edge with Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith. We're going younger. We got Makuba. Blankenship's great. We got Cooper DeJean. Ringo's going to step up, I believe. And then I think we have about 30 million in the bank. And then we have 13, let me say this again, 13 draft picks next year. So if we don't get back this year, I'm okay with that. We're going to get back next year. We have a team built for a long time. We're not a one-hit wonder like the 2017 team. This team is built for greatness,
Greatness, he says. Come on, somebody shoot his ass down. Come on.
Okay.
It is. I mean, another thing, I hear people say, oh, well, Jalen Hurts, if he goes down, it's over. Well, wait a minute now. All you guys are saying Jalen's a bus driver? Guess what? We can put our backup in and we can bus drive right to the Super Bowl again. He's not that great, right? So there you go.
Okay. All right. Jalen. All right. So basically, I got Bobby said Jalen's a bus driver. All right, cool. All right, thank you. Thanks, thanks, Bobby. Anyway.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I'm just messing with you.
People think he is.
I got him like Ralph Crandon.
Jesse Montanez, the name Slushhead explains his intelligence. G-Man. It's Sledhead.
People think he's a bus driver and say, well, he's the 15th best quarterback. Okay, great. That's just more motivation for him.
I agree.
And we're a team. We're an old-fashioned team. We went back
Crystal,
to the
get in here. Is he a bus driver, brother?
He's a moped driver.
Yeah, he's a moped driver. Is he? Chris, is he a bus driver?
Oh, he's told bus driver. It brings up one of my questions I want to bring up.
The short bus driver.
Who said that? Jesse? Come on, man.
That's so wrong. I'm laughing. I'm going to hell.
You guys keep on laughing.
Oh, no. No.
Keep on laughing. Be careful what you wish for. Playing the Eagles week 1. You asked for it.
Shut your bitch ass.
Fair enough. So my next question is, I want to flip the switch. This is for the Commanders.
Uh-oh. Get
so
ready, Chris.
Momo seems to think that Jaden Daniel is the next Joe Montana. So with this being the second year.
Is it Joe Montana or Joe Montana? Anyway, go ahead.
But Momo talks very highly of Jaden Daniels, like he's the next big thing. What is your thoughts on Jaden Daniels? And how do you feel about season 2 being that now everybody has tape on him? Everybody's went out and drafted players to look for him. How do you feel about that?
All right. Think about your answer. I want to read the super chat. All right. I'm liking this Bobby guy. He doesn't argue like a 3-year-old. You could talk to him, unlike some people we know. Right, Drew?
No.
Anyway, I love it. Thank you, Dirty. All right. Go ahead, Chris. Respond.
I mean, Joe Montana, I'm a Notre Dame fan, so no. And I know you're an Ohio State fan, so fuck you on that one. For the
don't worry, buddy. I'm a Notre Dame fan too.
No, he's a great quarterback. As for having the second year slump, I don't really see it happening. People said C.J. Stroud had a slump. He didn't have a slump. The team had the same record. He took the team
CJ
to the
Stroud.
playoffs, won a game in the playoffs. I mean, I think actually last year was the worst team he played on. He's actually on a better team now,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be a tough team again.
Yeah, I would say regarding
It's
Jaden
going to be very
Daniels.
close. It's going to be very
Yeah.
close too between
Yeah.
us and you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
again,
I could
think
see us
it's-
easily falling back to third place. It's between us and Dallas. It's
Yep.
gonna
I
be
It'll
tight.
think,
It'll be
and that's all
better,
I was
yeah.
ever trying to say, Chris. You know, I just thought that the division got closer. We're all looking up at the Eagles up
Yeah.
until they go on a losing streak, and you are what your record says you are. We know the Eagles are more talented, right, Phil? We know it, but that doesn't always hold.
Translate to wins, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
understand.
no team has won the division back to back since the 2003-2004 Eagles. So
Yep.
it's not like it's.
Yeah.
Odds are it's not going to happen. That doesn't mean anything other than what I just said. But anyway, go ahead, Phil.
Speaking of records, game time.
Or not.
Let's say it's week 10, okay? And the Eagles are 8-2, okay? Washington's 7-3, and Dallas is 5-5. You know, this
I'll
is
take
just
5 and 5.
Yeah.
Do you call for Milton, or are you sticking
5
with
and
Dak
5.
here in this
I'd have to
situation?
see how that happens. Real quick, Randy McIntyre, Washington in my heart will always be the Redskins. That's why I call them the Commandos, Randy, because I just like that. To me, that's funnier than I like.
I
the
don't look
Redskins
at
too.
I don't look at Milton unless Dak's injured. I
Yeah.
think that's period. I think that's how it is.
It depends on if the losses are Dak's fault or not. If it's
Again.
Dak's fault, then hell yeah, put Milton in.
If the
But
narrative stands,
if it's
loyal-
defense
yeah,
not doing their
exactly.
job, or
Yeah.
receivers not doing their job,
Well,
or running
there-
back, I'm not gonna
no
put it
Like
on.
he has
excuses
a
for
bad
me.
game week 10, and then it's week 11 coming in. Do you call for Milton, or are you sticking
If
with
Dak
Dak?
is losing games and we're in the thick
he's
of it,
losing games, then yeah.
yes.
But if it's something else,
Will they?
going on,
Probably not. What's up,
No.
Chad?
I'm like, put Will Greer in. That's what I want. I don't want no Milton.
Wow.
I want Will Greer. I'm a Will Greer fan, and I know it is weird. I was one of those few that was actually upset when he left, and I was like, son of a god. And then he went,
He's
obviously
back.
playing those
What's up, Lou
teams,
Branch? How are you?
and then
Ooh,
now
Dan
he's
Greer?
back. Yeah.
Well,
But
if you think about this, Phil, the running quarterbacks win the day anymore. I mean, your last non-running quarterbacks, people are gonna know what Dak's doing. He's not gonna run the ball. So you have Hurts, you have
You don't need
Josh
to.
Allen, you have
hey,
Lamar
Bobby,
Jackson.
what you're saying is something we've been talking about with him for the past couple of years. If you're going to automatically eliminate something from your game and not do it, that means you need to be elite in those other categories. And
Bingo.
Yes.
And-
yes.
and-
I
and
love
let-
what you're saying,
and let's
Phil.
be real.
I want that. They need to pass the ball. I know Shoddy wants to run,
I
but
don't
you
know.
have to take advantage of your strong
Does he
points,
wanna
'cause you have
run?
all these new
But
running
Bobby,
backs
with that
coming
offensive
in.
line they have, they can just scatterbull whoever they got for running back straight through. They're on their wall there.
What are you
Huh?
talking about? What are you
I
talking
couldn't hear what
about?
you
He
were
said
saying.
something.
You
Just
know
about-
what that offensive line Dallas has right now?
yeah,
They
they're
can
built.
actually run
Yeah.
that ball.
I believe
I
it,
know
too.
you guys want to run the ball, but you have bringing Pickens in. You have to fucking pass the ball. I'm sorry.
I understand what you're saying as well too, but that's also has been our downfall for the past couple of years is not running the ball. Like
Yeah.
we get up ahead 30 something points, we're still throwing the ball instead of running the ball, getting that a stat,
Well, let's hear
it-
what
it
Bobby
just-
has.
Coaching
And let's be
decision
honest.
there.
Let's be
I'm
That's
honest
loyal,
here.
loyal. That's what I wanted. Loyal. Sorry.
Let's be honest here. Our offensive line, Zach Martin, last couple of years has regressed.
He has. Let's be honest.
He has.
He has.
So I think that Booker, and a lot of people are like, well, Booker, who is Booker? Well, he was the best lineman in the draft.
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
I mean, there's a
He is.
huge difference between him and Tyler Guyton.
Again,
We drafted
gotta
Tyler
do it.
Guyton
that's a
late
good
in the
but
draft.
that's a good point because Chris Dooley just made the comparison to Jackson Dart, right? To his quarterback, right? So Jaden Daniels, he didn't
He's
go
like number
one,
3,
but
4.
he was
Heisman Trophy
second?
winner.
He was the second quarterback on, right, Chris?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
And if
You were there.
anybody knows our draft coverage from Detroit, we were talking. I was talking. We were talking. Jaden Daniels. I even
He was the number
interviewed
one.
the Hogs. The fake. Yeah, the Hogs. The guy who
The
dresses
Hogs.
up.
Yeah.
And basically, they wanted Jaden Daniels. I said they were taking Jaden Daniels. I said the one guy I didn't want Washington to take was Jaden Daniels. I love the kid's makeup. I'm surprised he was able to stay as healthy as he has, which goes more to the lure of Jaden Daniels. I just don't know that they're doing enough to help the kid. They're falling into the trap of, well, we did this last year, so we're not going to get our guys in camp early. I'm not saying they're not going to sign Scary Terry, but,
To me, I think the X factor I think nobody talks about is Kingsbury. Or what's his name? Am I wrong? His
Cliff
last name, the
Kingsbury.
right? Yeah. But
Yeah,
that's
Cliff
the X
is.
factor. To me, he's the X factor. As long as he stays offensive coordinator and stays with Jaden, that's going to be an amazing combination.
Yep.
It's his coaching. That's the questionable part of it. I mean, we all understand coordinators and stuff. We have one that's gonna take his first leap into the whole head coaching thing. So I think him as a coordinator, he's a really good offensive mind, and I think that two combination can be deadly as long as they stick together, and he's not offered some kind of head coaching job later on.
Yeah, Drew
Especially
asked a
that,
question.
that
Will be
too,
all for
and
the
Evan
coach.
Debo is going to be huge in that system because it's a very quick pass screen designed offense, and that's where Debo's just a yak guy. I mean,
Well, I think also I think people, he's bigger, but you can hand it him off and fake the handoff. Everybody come up the field and he would get behind him, and then you toss him a little pass. So there's a lot of combinations you can do with him. I just want to see him play football because obviously we're all making fun of the fact that he looks a little thicker. He's
Well, let me get
but
to Drew here
at the
real
same
quick.
time, I want to see him.
Drew
play.
asked, was Booker the best offensive lineman? Now, he was the best guard. I'm trying to make a comparison that he has a higher rating at his position than a Jaden Daniels did.
But in general, what we're talking about is each guy, when we bring them up, did they get better in that position? When we talk about Jackson Dart, we talk about Russell Wilson, we talk about those are all better options than what they had last year.
Amen.
Zach Martin, Hall of Famer. Yes, we're gonna yell jacket, all that kind of stuff with that guy. But we question the offensive line coach and what he was doing to this offensive line. You take that coaching, you take the fact that he couldn't stay healthy. That was a big factor of why Zach Martin wasn't Zach Martin. And it sucks that he walks away because I would rather have him there and see what happens. What the hell are you doing, Jesse?
Blow my nose, I'm sorry.
Okay, are you wiping your asses? I'm I don't like what Phil's saying. Or but I just think that did we improve? Yes, we improved. Now to say that, I know a lot of people are going to be like, how you can't improve more than Zach Martin? Well, if you really watched it, I mean, we all knew what we were getting there. It's kind of like the Tyrone Smith. It's just as much as he wants to be out there, the injury was kind of catching up to him. And let's be real, we wasted a whole career of Travis Frederick, Tyrone Smith, and Zach Martin right there. And so those are another legends that walk away with no ring. And you just sit there, kind of like where it sickens me to see DeMarcus Ware where he left and he goes and get a ring. But congratulations on him.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, I'm going back off topic. But in this general, did we improve? I definitely believe so. Did we get a mauler? Yes. Did we get a leader? Yes. Did we get an NFL player? We don't know yet. Did we get an All-Pro? We don't know yet. And that's understandable.
Did you get a decent coach?
Thanks, Mark Hutchinson. Nobody's saying All-Pro guys. That's where the message gets lost.
We improved.
We upgraded there, and you had Zach Martin. Okay, we was a name only.
And again, I'm going to say this, and I don't think it's gets emphasized. I don't look at Tyler Guyton as that pick. I look at BB as that pick. Bingo. We got BB with that combination pick, and Guyton is just a possibility for me. Yes, we picked him in the first round. If you want to swap him to feel better about it, BB in the first round and Tyler Guyton in the third round.
Here's the fun thing, Phil. Here's the fun thing about all of it. We're going to see it play out, and nobody can hide. I can't hide. You can't hide. Drew can't hide. Rob can't hide. Nobody can hide. Yeah. We're out in the open.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be held accountable.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to hold other people accountable.
And that's what I want to see. I think we're all in that sense where I want to see some pads. I want to see him hit somebody. I want to see how he handles the NFL. He's going to
What's up,
have a
Joe
hell of a test.
DeMasi?
Let's be real. You know, you got to talk the talk. You're going to have to walk the walk, and this division has a lot of those.
Shout out
you
to
know,
the
you're going to
86
definitely be
people in
tested.
here. Hit the like button for your boy, please. Thank you.
No,
Yeah,
no
people,
AC
hit
boy.
that like
Yeah,
button or
dying.
get the fuck out of here.
I'm dying, boys. I got.
So you were trying to say,
I got a
Bobby?
little fan going. Woo!
I love my fans. I love my fans.
I love all my fans. There it
Hey,
is.
do I want to get to the Cowboys yet?
Yeah, go ahead,
Dibs.
bring it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Loyal's gonna chew you up and spit you out.
Hit me with your best shot.
Okay, we'll see about this. I'm gonna say you guys had a great draft. I love Tyler Booker. I mean, he's great. You look up offensive guard on YouTube, Tyler Booker comes up on every page.
There he is, baby.
I mean,
there he is.
he's great. I'm not gonna diss that pick at all. But you're still getting trolled by Jerry by not signing Micah. You know, it's like every year, it's like, why do we have this drama in Dallas? You know what I mean? Sign
He
your
loves the
best
drama.
player. Sign your best player. Get it over with. I mean,
Jesse answered that question.
he's coming back, but
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah,
a
Will.
lot of injuries.
Tell him.
You have half your team coming back from injuries. You got question marks. You got guys on the bubble like Sam Williams,
Bobo's lighting
Diggs,
you up.
Mozzie, Tolbert.
Remember
you
that,
know,
Momo, when you
those
go on your
four
2-minute
guys
soliloquy.
are
Mhm.
definitely on the bubble. You know, they're probably not going to be on the team next year.
Have you seen Solomon in camp?
Your
Have you
running
seen it?
backs, hold up. Your running backs, you got what, 3-4 new running backs? So you went from
What's the easiest position to change?
But how much? Let me ask you this, Bobby. How
You
much
guys
tape
did
do
it
they
with
have on these
Saquon.
running
It's
backs?
the easiest position to change.
So, like Blue, everybody's saying Blue's a fumble machine. How much tape do all the other teams have on him in the NFL?
none. But what I'm saying is, with this team, do you think it's better than the 2021 team, and you're gonna make it to a championship game, or the 21 team could
We got a
could
new
have been there and possibly been in the Super Bowl?
we got a new coach that has a chip on his shoulder, that's hungry as hell
Lazy
because
Smith.
he's never been the opportunity. He's been in the league for 20 years,
I like that, Chad.
and he wants to prove himself.
That's
Mike
what I
McCarthy
mean.
was
You're
established.
all
He had a
young,
ring.
You're coming back
Jason
from
Garrett was a
injury.
yes man. I don't get that vibe out of Shoddy. I think
We're
Shoddy
coming for that
wants
ass,
to do what it have his dad look down and be proud of him. I think this is the opportunity Shoddy's
I'm
been waiting for.
excited about you guys actually making changes, and I
All
want
right.
competition.
See, I
we
like this.
scored like 72 points to 10
Bobby,
last
I
year.
like this. You're putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself
Yeah,
out there
but
that our
Bobby,
running backs suck. Our
Bobby,
offensive line is mid. We got a lot of guys coming back from injury.
We got an underrated head coach
I
right
like
now
it.
that everybody's waiting for him to fail. And I
What
like
I
that.
want to know, Loyal, is who
Spit the
do you
fucking
think
question out.
your biggest impact player is going to be this year? And this goes for all you
Sure.
guys. Who is
On
your
offense or
biggest
defense?
impact? It doesn't matter.
The whole
Doesn't
entire
matter.
team?
Go ahead, Lowell. Get him.
Well, I think a lot of these teams are going to be having their sights set on CeeDee Lamb and Pickens.
Think CD will have a better year than Pickens?
I think they'll have about the same. But I think it's going to benefit people like Ferguson. It's going to benefit Mingo. I think our running back. I think our running game is going to be good. It's going to be running back by committee. I think they'll be better. I think our offensive line will be better. I think our defense, because everybody's doubting them, I think that our defense is going to be better than expected.
It always is under Eberflus. Those are the facts.
We got a new defensive
Yeah,
coordinator.
it will be. It will be. You just need to get your guys back.
Well,
Hey, Drew, our head coach isn't a rookie. He's been in the league for 20 years.
And yours
He's
was
got a
the
chip
rookie,
on his
Bobby.
shoulder.
Yeah,
Remember?
he has something to prove. That's what's different. And you asked a question about a lot of guys coming back. I would say we have a lot of guys with something to prove. Dallas, you can say whatever you want. Dallas has hit on these.
There's the birthday boy Wade.
Yes, the only thing we drill on is Eagles' ass this year. Bang! The birthday boy.
George Bush.
Manny.
Woo! Speaking of drilling the ass, Wade is looking for a roommate in Vegas.
Speaking of his birthday.
You get discounts at Lot Lizards.
I thought that was funny.
He's like, I don't need no discount. I get lot lizards for free.
Can I answer this question to Chad in the chat? He says Terrence Steele and Guyton are liabilities. I disagree, Chad. I think that
Terrence
you know
Steele's great
I
against the
agree
run.
with you on one thing. I don't think they're leaders.
Are we talking
But I
running with
think
football?
they know the
What?
role, and I think that
They're
you
better
know
than
when you
average.
get players like Booker and you know the other Tyler in there to get in there to prove themselves, the other Smith, I believe that they'll follow suit. That's my opinion.
Phil, you want to get in on this?
Yeah, you don't want
Not
my
really.
opinion on those
Okay.
two.
right.
I think they're above average. Let's be
They
real,
suck.
man.
No,
I've
you
talked.
don't.
I like Guyton. I think Guyton has a better possibility of becoming something. Steele, I was always like that guy. Like, oh, Steele flashed 1 year, and then all of a sudden we give him a contract, and then he's like, oh, Steele's kind of had a decline. He got injured, and he's doing this and he's doing that. Steele just sucks ass sometimes.
Still became aluminum.
Let's be real. It's like, but again, our coaching not helping the situation. Oh no, just leave him on the island. He'll eventually figure it out. You know, I can understand that this year where he's coming back after a year after the injury. Last year he was still dealing with that injury, so to not get him tight end help, chipping on the running backs. To me, that was a lot of coaching, and if he starts to struggle, I think Schottenheimer at least smart enough to do something there. If not try to replace him. But I think between the two, I would worry more about Steele than I worry about Guyton. And that's me. I know that I'm the only one that says that, but I think that's more of your liability.
Dirty Sanchez in the super chat. You know, I have to read it. YouTube guidelines. Wait, it's about time you stop manning the glory holes at Buc-ee's. Wow. There you go, Dirty Sanchez. There you go, Dirty. You gotta love Dirty Sanchez.
You know,
for his
it's like
super
friends
chats.
like this. Who needs enemies? You know,
We love Wade. We love Wade. Anyway, anybody have anything to
There's
add?
another one. There's
Let me
another
hear
one. There's
from,
another one. Chris May.
Let me hear from Chris.
Did Chris
Dooley.
May have the super chat? Did you get that one?
I did not.
Yeah. Chris May, happy birthday, Wade and Thomas. Gee, DC for life.
Let me get it.
$2 super chat. Put him in the hopper.
All right, I'll put him in a hopper. Sorry. I can't keep up sometimes, you know.
Hey man, that's good. That's bad. You know, you like one of those people that can play. Oh,
Walker
I don't
Wade,
know how to
I got-
drive anymore because I get kept getting picked up by limousines.
Gotcha, Chris. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Chris May.
Oh, I can't even keep up anymore. I can't read the super
up.
chat.
Shut your bitch ass up over there. Chris May's in the hopper. All right,
You
so
should
Chris,
hear how we are when
what do you
we're
got to
in
say
front of each
about
other.
it? Everybody's slamming our team. Okay, you of all teams know we play you guys pretty well. Okay, you know Terrence Steele is a little bit better than average against the run. He is. He can be dominant at times in the
love him
run
against the
game.
run. Yes.
Everybody's talking about we were talking about running the football. Okay, that's what we were talking about, and he will not be a liability, especially with Clayton Adams, who did put 221 yards against the Birds with a middling Arizona offensive line. So expect our run game to get better. Passing, I agree with you. He has to come back. AC Hopper Fund. Philly D, thanks, brother. Thanks for the super chat. I'm going to open it up in a few minutes. The green room's
Game
getting
time.
full.
I think your numbers are flawed from the injuries, like 31st against points scored.
Yeah, I think
You know,
so
Hey,
too.
Bobby, I got a
They're
question
flawed.
for you.
That's
for
fair.
sure.
All right, that's fair.
Hey, Bobby, I got a question for you.
Yes,
With
sir.
with the recent roster changes in the upcoming season, what do you see in the Eagles as the biggest strength? And what's your most pressing concern?
The biggest strength, I think, with most of the re-signing Dallas Goedert, that was huge. And then re-signing Zach Bond. I mean, he could have walked away and got more money.
Right.
Zach Bond, if he was on the free agent market, everybody would have wanted to sign him. Everyone. So we got both of those guys locked in. We did lose a couple guys. And my biggest concern is I think Makuba and Sidney Jones are going to be good at safety.
I think
We're going to
Makuba's
have
gonna be
to
really
see who
good.
wins
Yeah.
that
The
spot.
Ultra Cowboy, Bobby, this
Ringo-
goes to you. Hold on real
Ringo
quick.
at cornerback
Real quick,
is
Bobby.
kind of my biggest concern.
Take a breath. Game time. When Clayton Adams O-line ran for 221 yards, Carter and Davis was there. Bobby, what would you say to Ultra that with a Clayton Adams in Arizona with not as much talent on the offensive line as he's looking, at least on the interior, with Cooper Beebe and Tyler Smith as two beasts and the best guard in the draft manning the right guard spot? What would you say to Ultra? What would you say to him that Dallas is going to be able to run the ball against that team?
Against the Eagles?
Yeah, because
Well, I think that we have the best offensive line in the league.
no, I'm
You
talking
can't
about us
argue
running
with
it
that.
on you.
The best offensive minus right guard. I think we'll get
I'm
that
saying
figured
Dallas
out.
running the ball against you. Clayton Adams with the Arizona Cardinals put 221 yards of running in Philly with the Arizona Cardinals. Now he comes to Dallas with a better group of guys. What
Yeah.
makes you think we're not going to be able to run the ball?
Well,
against the
hey, we're
Eagles?
gonna have some holes here and there. Every game, every week's a different
Just
week.
answer them.
But with the core that we have, we're
Politics.
homegrown on most of the team. We
Dude,
got
he'd be a great-
Davis
it's
and
like Ted
Carter
Cruz
in there, and Carter
We
just
got Ted Cruz
smacks
here.
people in the mouth and knocks them out, and people can't do
We got
anything
Ted
about it.
Cruz in the Zoom call talking about I can't get politics, but anyway, yeah. West Virginia Country Boy, our edge rushers hopefully help our corners. They're gonna have to. West Virginia. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your super chat.
Bottom line, game time with Jalen Carter. He's a game breaker.
But he gave
broke
up
the
221
Rams.
yards against
He broke
Clayton
the
Adams.
Saints when they were moonwalking on Dallas. We have daggers like
Joe
Smith.
DeMasi.
You know what I'm saying? Devontae Smith was the dagger. We don't need Pro Bowls and all these statistics. We just need guys to step up in the playoffs, and that's what they do.
All right. Well, before I let everybody in, and I will open the lines to everybody else. A question for the panel from Joe DeMasi. I hope he joins. A question for the panel: what is each team's weakness and strength? Thanks, guy. I love the show. Thank you.
Our
I
ownership.
appreciate it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah, let's go, Phil. Let's go,
Shots
Hey,
fired.
Jordan.
That
I was
himself.
saying-
Yeah,
I gotta say, yeah.
ahead.
my like my side. No,
Exactly.
our ownership. Let's be real. That's the weakest position on the Dallas Cowboys, man, and it will be for a while. And that's no joke.
Mark
As much
Holmes'
as much
guy.
as it's a rip and it's funny and
Catboy.
everything like that, we all know that shit, man. That guy has diarrhea of the mouth. He can't bring out one damn word without a filler word. You know what I say by filler words? Like
Boy, he loves
filler
his
words,
McDonald's.
man. It's all
You
like,
know
dude.
what? Prime time. It's
gather
like
your
watching
thoughts,
Al
man.
Davis again, and it just got worse and worse. I hope that doesn't happen to you guys.
Steven is right behind him. I think he's still making better decisions than Steven. Ain't that shit too? So it's
Cat
that
boy.
whole family. I'd
Rob
rather
A
have
said
I'd
he
rather
had
have
Murray in
Charlotte.
Arizona.
And maybe we might get lucky. The Lakers
Okay.
sold their team. Maybe
Thanks,
the
Rob.
Dallas
Appreciate
Cowboys
it.
might say, eh.
No, his grandkids coach that.
I liked Murray. I liked Murray.
He's
Rob.
like 5 foot tall. He ain't doing shit. He can't see
Kyler.
over the line.
Kyler always puts boot to ass against us. We can't beat Kyler Murray, especially in Dallas. So, good point, Rob. Good point. All right, Chris Dooley. Any final? I mean, I hope everybody stays on. I know, but I'm going to let everybody in. But before we do, I don't want the guys the very polite guys to get squeezed out because we're getting ready to let in.
Oh yeah, the zoo.
Well, I do have a
Who's
question.
just come to town.
Wait, who?
So
Who's
get
that?
in, Chris. Go ahead.
Hold on, Chris.
If I play devil's advocate, since
Yes.
Bobby mentioned the bus driver earlier.
Short bus.
All right, short bus.
Thank you.
Let's just say the Cowboys had Jalen. The Giants had Jalen, and we had Jalen. How many wins do you think they would have with Jalen Hurts?
Well, you wish you
With
had
the same
Jalen
team,
Hurts,
with the
first
same
of all.
team, same injuries, everything that it was last year. How many wins would y'all have?
You would not be having your coach on the hot seat right now. I'll tell you that.
Ultra Cowboy says Bobby needs to pinch Drew's nipples for a reality check. All
Damn.
right. That'd be cool.
He's the underrated. Hey, you guys keep bashing on him. Go ahead. It
who
gives
we
him more
bashing?
I got
motivation.
one for you
Ain't
too.
nobody
I'm
bashing, man.
going to come back to you and see what you think with one of our quarterbacks on the Eagles would do. What would Dak do next year on that team? What would Daniel
Dak
Jones
would throw
do?
5 interceptions in the playoffs. I know that.
Well, Bobby, you got
Daniel
a hell of a damn offensive line.
Daniel Jones wouldn't even make it off the bench on the Eagles. He
Offensive
would have
line
got
you
booed
got,
out
you
of
can do it all
town.
day.
Rob, there you go, brother. Facts. Game time. Rob A uses the Murray argument, but Murray only had 24
Daniels,
yards of the
He would be
221.
a competitive
Let
on
me
the
guess. It
Eagles,
was the
for
threat. Anyway, go ahead.
Jaden Daniels, I would take Jaden Daniels, but I wouldn't take him over Hurts because he's a better decision maker.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to go down that road. I think Dak is getting ready to put up a big offensive season. But I honestly think at least the guys in this Zoom call that I think loyal, right? It's not about stats for you, is it? It's about wins in the playoffs, correct?
Wins and losses. I don't care. Give a rat's ass about stats.
Yeah, anymore it's about wins. Phil, I mean, real quick before we let in the zoo, are you you're thinking the same thing? Do you think he's gonna have a big year, Dak?
I think he's poised to. It just depends on, Dak. Let's be real. Like, that was just that. I can't even say it's a fluke. Like that whole step on the thing is, that happened. That happened. Like what else is gonna happen? Is that's gonna fall off? It's just to me, like what the hell? Like I can't even predict that. No, man, he just threw the ball. He threw the ball.
He farted. Actually, you don't know, but he did break wind on that play.
Yeah, he sneezed and he kept his eyes open. And you're like, I don't know. What the hell? Like, you can't predict. So it's like, is he that guy now, or is he a dude that's going to stay healthy? Is he, or is he a liability? Like, it's just, unfortunately, those come up to conversations. When he's healthy, I think he would be, he is great. But again, our defense has just let him down a lot. And when our defense finally did show up, he let them down. So it's been a back and forth thing.
Prime time, I got an argument there in that 2021 season.
Here we go.
They had the number one offense.
He's about to just point out what I just said.
He ran the ball against the Niners on the last
Let me
play.
read the super chat.
What would the defense score? What did the defense allow San Francisco?
Hold that thought, boys. Just because they ride the short bus isn't bad. All that means is their mom and dad loved each other when they were brother and sister. 30 seconds.
I used to drive the short bus I worked for the school district, and those are all the bad kids, and I turned them all around. So make fun of the short bus all you want.
Yeah,
that big ass leather.
But anyways, what I'm saying about those two is that they've let each other down. It's one or the other. Defense all of a sudden not allowing the offense to be in the game like true defenses will. If an offense is struggling, Kansas City is all about that. How many times do you see Kansas City struggling within that playoffs, and then all of a sudden they turn it on and they're still in the game because their defense allowed it. So I think it's been a combination of both. I can't. I can point out a handful of times where the defense. Think of that San Francisco game where San Francisco scored 19 points, right? And then Dak, what did he do? 13. Come on, man. It's just to me, it's both ways. It's a two-way street.
The Eagles were preparing for Kansas City for 2 years, and that's why they put belt to ass. In my honest opinion.
Well, the Eagles were the best team in football last year, so that's why it wouldn't matter who they played. But let me ask this question, though, Phil.
I don't know about that.
Phil, let me ask you this question.
Eagles.
I hear
that's
you
Eagle
guys
on
always
Eagle
say
crime.
It's a team game. It's a team game. I hear that when you guys make excuses for Daiquiri Dak. Let me ask you this question.
Who makes excuses?
I just blame Dak for something.
Yeah.
In 2023,
who are you talking to when you say that?
I said primetime. When
so
in 2023 in the primetime game, when they played Green Bay, when they played Green Bay and it was 7-0, and who threw the interception at the 13-yard line in the first quarter?
I mean, did I not just say there was a two-way street?
Yeah.
Both of them were supporting each other.
Exactly.
I mean,
and who threw the pick six? So let's not.
In
Even
that
though it's a
very
team game,
right? In that very game.
Even though it's a team game, every individual player has to play their role. And there's no bigger role than the quarterback.
Drew, I hear you what you're saying, bro.
But at the same time, our offense relies more on that quarterback doing stuff than your quarterback doing stuff. That's yes. Let's be real. Like you got Barkley out there. Yes,
so let me ask you this: primetime in the Super Bowl, do you think Dak Prescott would have been able to step in and rush for 70 yards when they shut down Dak? When they shut down,
Dak doesn't rush for 5 yards. What do you want me to tell you? Like,
then the Eagles lose that game.
I'm not saying anything in the sense I'm not putting anybody into anything. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking hypotheticals. I'm talking about itself. You know, stop doing that whole thing. I'm not going to hypothetically put one into the other. And I get that whole thing. No, I'm not doing that, Drew. Me and you are having a conversation, okay? What I'm saying, as a quarterback, that your guy doesn't read shit. He doesn't read shit, and he knows that he has a predetermined throws, okay? That's okay, because the rest of the offense is good enough to where if one guy isn't open or whatever, you can have two or other guys that, as long as they're flashing across, you're going to be good. You know, you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You know, just give it to Barkley and then run the rest of the offense after that.
So in 2022, when we didn't have Barkley, what did our quarterback do?
So why we visiting old history? It's over, Drew. You revisiting stuff that doesn't matter anymore. History has been made already. So why are we discussing that we have in the past?
2022,
let it go.
Pull your pants up and straighten your
Get
glasses,
him, Momo. Get him.
In the first Super Bowl,
let it go.
You were winning that game in 22. You were
let
winning
it go.
that game.
in both Super Bowls, what quarterback outplayed Mahomes?
And Jalen threw a pick six, and he threw away the game. I get you.
He didn't throw a pick six. It was a fumble.
A fumble.
Okay,
oh, yeah. Okay, my bad.
What's the difference?
You're not answering.
Okay, I just want to address.
Answer the question.
This. I just want to say two
quick
quick things.
Momo. If your team didn't make it to the Super Bowl, shut up. Again,
I'm not shutting up now. Now I'm going to talk over you and be around you. So I'm not shutting up now. You shouldn't told me to shut up, Drew. I'm not shutting up. I'm never going to shut up with your mouth. So I'm going to keep on talking. You can't shut me up. You can't out talk me now.
My quarterback outplayed your quarterback 55-23.
I'm sorry. You crossed the line, bro. Let it go.
55-23. My quarterback outplayed your quarterback and Patrick Mahomes.
I don't care, Drew. You think I care? I don't.
I have come here.
You don't have to care.
I don't care.
The facts are my guy.
There's no facts. You revisiting old history.
All out of bubble.
It's current history. We're the champions right now.
It's old history
right now.
Coyote says, I bet you could get a cheap young QB to learn how to get a tush pushed. Hey, man, I'll take the tush push at this point.
Yeah, that's why Tanner McKee almost broke his neck when he tried to do it, right?
Okay, I just want to say something. Can I say something, please?
Dude, it's
or Josh Allen couldn't do it against KC in the AFC Championship.
Exactly.
Okay,
So,
I just
not
want to say something. Because I didn't come on here and visit old history. You got beat up 55-13. Got won the Super Bowl. I get it. Y'all better than everybody. I get it. I get it. Jesse, here's my question.
And that's a rock taking that strap, turning
Because
it
I listen
sideways,
to you
and sticking it
and
straight
I
up
listen
your candy
to
ass.
people carefully. So when y'all drafted Daniel Jones, a quarterback that wasn't very good in college
I know you're not
in the state of North Carolina, but y'all drafted him anyway, all the fans didn't like it, but then y'all accepted him as your quarterback because y'all thought he was going to be good.
We had no choice. What do you want to do?
No,
they got rid of Manning.
You did have. Let me finish my statement, because I do ask questions other than Bobby, because Bobby was going on his tangent and he ain't asked one damn question. It took him about 20 minutes to ask a question.
Wow,
Momo, you don't even know who the fuck's on your team.
Hold on. Momo's asking a question about a quarterback that's not even there anymore. What are we doing here?
That's what I'm trying to
He's
say.
an Eagle. Oh wait, hold on. Who is that? I think that's Drew.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
you got
Jesse,
some
what I was
static,
trying to
brother.
say is
It's
that
mad, Momo. You don't even know who's on your team, bro. I had a full list of questions.
Then he wants to
like
complain
that.
about
You
someone
get
talking
mad
about
at
his
me.
team.
You can yell and
West
shout at me
Virginia.
all day. It ain't
Come
gonna
on,
solve
Momo.
anything.
West Virginia, I told you the zoo was about ready to enter. They don't give each other any time to breathe. It's hard for them to hear, but I'm actually enjoying it tonight. Thank you so much for the love tonight. I will be giving away multiple
Jesse,
items tonight.
Dot. I feel like
Multiple.
Dot is not going to do very well. I think he's another Daniel Jones.
You more like
Crystal,
he
Well, now, you do have a quarterback that everybody in the league praise. Russell Wilson is an average, below average quarterback that the NFL and the Seattle Seahawks defense made great.
You were talking about an ex-quarterback that we got rid of.
Have a lady
we didn't
in the
want
house.
him. Got rid of the coach. Got rid of
y'all didn't get rid of the head coach, did you? Did y'all get rid of the head coach?
Simmer for a minute.
Can I ask a question?
Momo's too scared to come
Why
out.
are you waiting? Why, Momo? Why are you worried about
Jesse.
the reason you're worried?
Let Helen speak.
Could she speak, please?
Holly wants to ask a question. Shut up.
There you go.
Pierce.
Okay, Jesse, I got a question for you.
Yes.
It's about Jason Dart. You know
Yes,
they're
ma'am.
going to play him some during the preseason. Okay.
They're gonna play. They're gonna
get his
that's what
feet
they
wet.
do.
Jesus
Christ. That's what they do.
Okay, but wait a minute.
Yeah.
If he does really good when he's on his time up, do you want him to be starting, or do you still want him to
I want him to sit
lay
his
back
ass
if
down.
he's gonna be doing better than Justin Wilson?
Like I said, I want him to sit down, watch the professionals play.
They're not doing that.
If
Momo, you're not a Giant fan, so leave it be, please.
Yes, Jesse.
Let him be. Let him watch. Let him learn. We're not going to do nothing this year. I'm hoping for the team to see what they got. You know.
If
I'm not ready for playoffs.
Hold on.
Game time. I'll have to say something about that.
Hold on.
In today's NFL, they do not. When you have a rookie quarterback and they invest in millions of dollars in a rookie quarterback today, they're not going to have him sitting on no bench anymore. Those days are over with.
Why would they quarterback? We don't feed them to
They have.
bring in. That's
They have.
retarded.
They have more millions spent in Russell than they do in the first round draft pick.
Exactly.
So right there, automatically.
But that's a mistake to have Russell Wilson, a non-quarterback, because all he does is run around and throw interceptions. So I don't know why you got him for, because he ain't gonna make your life any better.
Momo, they're going to go with the best quarterback who gives them a chance to win now.
Exactly.
Because
who's the best chance? Who's the best chance? Nobody on that team is the best for you
They
win.
need to win now.
They're not however, you had Winston to start before he won.
The only thing I plan is putting your team down the first game.
So
okay, we'll wait on that.
If I can jump on what she was saying, if he had success in the playoffs by the last game, Dart would be in the preseason, the last game of the preseason. I think by that point they would put him with the starters in that first one or two drives, maybe first quarter, to see how he actually played with the starters. And then maybe hit a decision there.
Jesse, how much you want to bet? How much? I can tell you he's going to start about game 3. I guarantee he's going to start by game 3.
I'll jump in that bet.
I'd take that bet too.
I'll take that bet, Momo.
Keep Momoing, Mo.
I think Russell's in there for a little while.
No, Russell gives them the best chance to win. Ain't that quarterback? Y'all know that Russell Wilson ain't that quarterback, and y'all fell for the NFL trap. That y'all think this guy is this great quarterback. It was to see how he see difference that made him what he was. Y'all knew that. Why are we talking?
First year.
You guys can't talk over each other.
Let's see what he got in sophomore year. And I'm gonna tell you right now.
What happened in Pittsburgh, Jesse? What he do in Pittsburgh?
And have a pizza out of him.
What did he do in Pittsburgh? What he do in Denver?
He beat us last year.
Can the NFC East just get along? Can we?
No.
Hell no.
That was 7-8 years ago. When we saw suck.
Yeah.
Real quick here. Real quick. Let me get to the chat here. I feel like I'm missing everybody. I apologize. It's very hard.
We miss you too, man.
With these guys, it's very, very tough to get a word in. I'm letting them go, but we need to breathe a little bit. I know Mark Hudson wants me to mute. People love it. They just kind of have to just don't go on a minute rant. Alan, what's up, brother? We're deleting. What's going on here? Okay. Again, he's allowed to have his opinion, Coyote. No big deal. But shout out to Ultra Cowboy. It was his idea to have this NFC East. This is what it's about, people. We don't have to agree. We don't have to like the fact that Eagles are the champions, but they are, right? We got to deal with it.
Nothing you can say. They
Ultra
got the
Cowboy, Game Time Drew said that Hurts outplayed Mahomes in the first Super Bowl. Mahomes threw three TDs and no turnovers, and Hurts had one TD in the Super Bowl fumble. Yeah, I find it hard to. I know he had a good game, but I don't know that he outplayed him. But it's arguably, I could see what they're saying.
Look at the stats.
Well, he had 3 touchdowns and no turnovers. Mahomes did, whereas Jalen had 1 and a fumble 6. I know what you're saying. He had a good game, but it doesn't really matter. Neil O'Donnell was having a great game right up until the point where he threw the ball to Larry Allen and lost him the game. So, I mean, he was out playing.
Larry Allen in a contract.
Yeah. Larry Brown. Sorry, not Larry Allen. Larry Brown. Sorry. I do have a super chat that I got to get to. Let me just, West Virginia, see what I'm saying, LMAO. Thanks, West Virginia. Can't wait to hang out in Vegas with everybody. Again, it seems like we're going to have a full crowd. Now Wade's going, so...
Walker Wade's going?
Well, Wade, he wants to room with somebody, so I'm saying maybe we can get him and Loyal together. But, we'll figure that out. But anyway, back to...
Real quick, can I say something with that?
No, go ahead. You're good now. You're good.
No, I would say, like, and Game Time can attest to this. When we were doing before the draft, I sent him a couple of mock drafts where I had the Giants trading back up to get Jackson Dart.
You did.
So, I think it was a great pick. My thing is this: why does he have to play at all this year? You drafted
how the NFL does things anymore.
Can I finish, Momo? Let me finish. There's no reason for him to even play. You have 2 quality quarterbacks that can play the game, regardless of how
Russell
far.
Wilson sucks.
How far?
Know it.
Regardless of how far they go.
So why do y'all talk about Russell Wilson like he's a great quarterback?
Let him finish his thought. Let him finish his thought, and then I want to hear Randy McIntyre.
They have 2 quarterbacks that can play for them, regardless of how far they go or not within the season. There's no need for Jackson Dart to play. I mean, unless you just want to give him experience, but I wouldn't let him play. Just sit him and let him learn.
All right. Well, here's what I got to say about all of this stuff that y'all are talking about. I'm a little older than most of y'all. And first, I'm going to say last year, Jalen Hurts, when he had to, he won the championship. He's going to go down in history as a champion. Bottom line, you can't say anything else against the man. I mean, he's a champion. Randy, that's all there is to it.
Randy, that don't bother me. Does it bother you?
No, but I hear guys say
what's up, Jason?
This kind of stuff, you can put Dak in that system. You can do this and that. You can't fantasy football.
Yes,
We're not in fantasy football here. And second of all, we all know.
Reality.
There we go.
I went back and watched both.
Eagle Wade is in the building.
I went back and watched Dak in the San Francisco games, and he did blow both games.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not the biggest Dak fan, but I'm just stating facts, okay? The third thing is
that Green Bay game.
If the Giants head coach gets in a situation where he has to play the quarterback, he's going to play him. Let's face it. If they start losing and it's his job in jeopardy, he's going to throw Dart in there. We all know that.
If we're losing like that, hey,
throw him in there and see what he's got. I mean, because if you wait till next year, you may be wasting a year. You don't know.
I can see that.
Randy, I agree with what you're saying with that. They're in the hot seat.
Yes.
And they're going to go with what gives them the best chance to win.
That's
not, the GM and the coaches both are going to be fine.
Here's the question.
Going to tell that by the end
what
of the
field.
Hold up, Momo. Let me get in on my opinion on that, and then I'll let Momo get his word in. My opinion, and we talked about it at the top of the show. I don't see any rush to put in Jackson Dart. Again, I think in a perfect world,
NFL,
right? I know what you're saying, but I mean that schedule is brutal. I think it's best for the young guy, barring injury, to just hold a clipboard for half the season. There's nothing wrong with that.
Doing that.
Shit, more than that.
I know what you're saying, Momo, but they're not going to win with him. You know how
They ain't gonna win without him neither.
I know, but you know how
Well,
they
I
like
expect to
to
win, Momo. Here we go again. We're not you.
Week 14 they have a bye. Expect him to come in week 15, week 16,
Right.
week 17, week 18, go 3-1.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then go into the offseason with all that hype, with all that excitement, and then that's what, in my opinion, that's how it's going to roll. But anyway, go ahead, guys. I just wanted to get
Okay.
my
Because I just want to say something about
Quick
Jesse
question to
getting
you.
alarming.
Do you
at
think
me.
he's going to finish, or do you think he's going to start off third in the depth chart at the beginning of the season?
That's weird. And that's a good question. And Momo, I promise you're next, brother. I just want a quick.
Sorry, Momo.
That's a yes.
No, well, I just want a quick yes or no from everybody in the Zoom call. Do you really think that they would have got Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson if they thought they were going to get Jackson Dart? Do you honestly think they would have brought him in? Yes or no? Go ahead.
If they got one or the other.
That's not a yes.
I don't think they expect you to get on one of them. I think they're going to get one out of two.
The answer is no. They would not have brought in.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Jackson Dart.
Which one would have been the odd man out?
No, what I'm
The
saying
odd man out
they
would
were
have been
getting Dart.
would have been Russell Wilson.
Wilson, because I think Winston signed first.
Yes, he can throw the football. Russell Wilson can't. He's not our best thrower of the football.
I don't care who, but they wouldn't have had all three. I think that's
they wouldn't have.
I mean,
No, they wouldn't have.
I mean, Rob, I think a perfect world is you have a veteran, whether it's Russell or Jameis. You have a journeyman, right? Who's a clipboard emergency guy, and then you have a young stud, and then you could. I don't care how you line them up on game day. That's what you want.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead, Momo. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say without interruption, I'm going to tell you the reason why.
Interrupt.
Possibly, and more than likely, a possibility they'll start him early. Here's the reason why. In today's NFL, it's about numbers.
I want to hear from Chris Dooley after you're done.
And money is about money. If they invest money into a quarterback today. They is not allowing that quarterback to sit on the bench anymore. Period. That coach, they say we got to get our investment, put him out there. We don't care because hold on. Let me finish my statement. Because the NFL is all about money. They don't care about these players. So once they investment, if I'm investing in you, you got to show me what I invest in. So they're going to put him out there. They don't care if he got an offensive line or not. That's how it is. They did it with Jaden. They did it for other quarterbacks. That's the trend. If y'all don't see trending things with the NFL, what they do with these young quarterbacks today, these quarterbacks ain't staying on no clipboard anymore. That's the trend. If y'all don't see that, I'm sorry what to tell you.
I think your accuracy level is like 2% with a lot of the stuff. Like
more like 1.5.
That's more like skim milk, man.
I think that's the next debate.
Like, don't drink skim.
Yeah, that's very thin, Mo. That's very thin, brother.
Hey, see, man, y'all drove Holly Pierce out of here. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. Shame of yourself.
No, Mo.
Welcome to the asylum, Holly.
Happy birthday, Wade.
I'm sorry, Hallie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come back, Holly.
Yes, sir.
I'm getting old
now.
Okay, here's the thing.
You're going
if
to
they really
no.
Jesse, I believe your head coaches may not make the whole season.
Going somewhere.
No, that's a
Steve,
negative.
wanted to see that.
That's a negative. If it's like that, they already know they'll rebuild. So
why would you get a GM? Why would you get a GM? They got a new GM, but not a new head coach. That doesn't make sense.
The head coach didn't have his quarterback. He has his quarterback.
No, Joe Shane is still there.
He has a quarterback. Was he the same head coach that got Daniel Jones?
No.
He's the same head coach that extended. He's the same one that extended Daniel Jones.
Momo.
Yeah, sure.
Momo.
When they should have gave that money to Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Preach.
Well, they screwed up.
Exactly.
So he didn't draft him, but he sure in the hell extended him, and that was
Yeah, that's what he did. Like, what can I do?
Yeah, who's going to take the blame for that?
Hey, Momo, I have a question. I have a question for Momo. I have a question for you, Momo.
We're not.
Now, seeing the additions that you made on your defense, seeing how you guys were trash against the run last year and couldn't stop Barkley, he ran all over you.
You know you got two Commanders fans in here, so why you just to me?
Let me finish.
No,
This
no,
will go
address that
to
to Chris.
Let me.
I don't
This
want
will
to hear.
go.
I don't want to hear nothing
This
you
will
got
go
to say,
to.
Drew.
Now you know
This
what
can
to
go to
Address
all
it to
Commanders
Chris, and
fans.
he can tell you
I thought
because
you
you
were
know
going
what I'm gonna say.
This can go to all Commanders fans. Since Barkley ran through you guys like Wade runs through lot lizards. How did you upgrade?
Shots fired.
How were you able? Did you guys upgrade your defensive line enough to be able to stop any team, regardless of like?
Yes, we did.
Being the best.
Nope.
Like, who did you
Help
add
him
to
out,
stop
Chris
the run?
Dooley, when he's done. Help him out.
Okay, go ahead, Mo.
And if you don't get
Here's
it,
the
he
thing
will.
about drafting. You don't know what you get because training camp is coming up. So there's a lot of signings going on throughout the week and throughout the weeks. So we are fine. So don't worry about us. Worry about that bogus quarterback. I don't care if he's a winner. He won 2 Super Bowls, won 1,000 Super Bowls. End of the day, he gonna have to throw the ball more, and he's gonna have more interceptions this year he ever
No,
had
he
in his
doesn't. He
career.
doesn't need
And
to
I
throw the
believe
ball
that
more.
because
He
I
doesn't need
know
to throw the ball more.
statistically, if you
Momo,
throw the ball more than
answer the question,
you
Momo.
run, you're gonna end up throwing more interceptions.
You didn't answer the question. Momo.
I don't need to answer the question to
All
you.
right, I got you, Drew.
Enough said.
Hey, Dooley, you want to jump in and give this guy a
Thanks,
hand?
Bobby. I appreciate it, brother.
Give him a whole leg.
Hold on. Let me say something. If I'm Jalen, hold on. If he wins another Super Bowl, what am I worried about?
I don't give a damn how many Super Bowls he wins.
Oh, really? So why are you playing
What am I
football?
worried about if I'm Jalen?
Jaden Daniels going to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, so I don't even worry about it. I'm passionate about that.
Jalen Hurts, if he wins another Super Bowl, his legacy sealed. It'd be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
So here's the problem with legacy.
Thanks, Eagle
It's that word legacy is thrown around, and dynasty has been thrown around so much. He's not a legacy quarterback. He's a very good quarterback that wins. I can say that he's a quarterback that wins. I can say that he's a winner. I cannot say he's a legacy. He's a legacy quarterback.
Let the other Commander fan go.
All right, Chris, get in there.
Wait, stop.
Yes, get in here quick.
1991, you've lost your mind. You don't know what Super Bowl
Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
All right, Chris, get in there.
One with Mark Redkin, for crying out loud. You don't know what a franchise quarterback looks like.
Absolutely, I do. But
All right,
enough
Chris,
said. Go ahead,
come on now.
Chris.
All right. So to answer your question, we signed Dietrich Wise, we signed Jacob Martin, we signed Javon Kinlaw to play in the elephant. So we'll actually show a 3-man D tackle up front where he can actually rush the left tackle or he can kick back in. We got Jordan McGee, who's kind of like an overshown. Same deal, injury. So we didn't get to see him. We stocked up 2 good corners that can actually hit real good. Basically, we got real better in the run.
Did you write that all down, Momo?
5 guys right there, not even including Goldman that we got from Chicago who came out of retirement. He's actually going to be the 1 tech. Plus, you got Deron Payne that's going to be playing on a contract.
Dooley, what is he weighing in at, your 1 tech? Is he like 320, 330?
360?
He's a big dude.
I thought it was 340, Chris.
Yeah.
Jay Smooth, real quick. Momo, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
So is crack.
Thank you for answering that, Chris. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Chris, he loves to come after me. He loves to come after me because they can't take it. He can't take it. He can't help himself. That's true.
He did just fine. Excuse me.
You're very entertaining there, Momo.
It's called stirring the gravy.
Jesse, be quiet when your quarterback get in the first game of the season. You'll see.
Look, guess what, Momo? Your cornerback's going to end up being a gardener.
I doubt that. Jaden Daniels is going to be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's
worried about legacy. He ain't worried about legacy because he ain't
No, I'm just saying. Wait. You're misunderstanding my point, Ray, about legacy versus Jalen Hurts is a winner. Where he goes, he wins. I'm not doubting his winning ability where he go with the Eagles, when he was at Alabama, and where I think he was at Texas Tech or one of those,
that's the name
of like that. He wins where he goes. But that's not what I'm saying. You misunderstand my point, and you ran with it. What I am saying to you, I believe that just because you win don't make you great. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Are you insane? You've lost your mind. That's all the NFL is about.
The NFL has
All
brainwashed
the
you and
NFL
many
is about
others
is
like you
winning.
because y'all believe every time somebody win a
That
Super
is the
Bowl, they the greatest
craziest
player
thing.
in the history of the game. They not.
So what's the purpose
So
of playing
Momo.
football?
So
I
Momo.
can promise you. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me
is
speak
that
for you.
is okay?
Let me
Ask you a
speak for the
question.
Eagles fans.
Is
No, no, no.
Dak
Let me speak for
Prescott?
the Eagles
I'm
fans.
asking you a question.
Hold on.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Is Dak Prescott a winner?
The Eagles are
Is Dak Prescott a
solely
winner?
Eagles franchise and
And
ownership
I'm gonna
is
ask you a
solely
question.
focused
I'm
on
just asking you a
winning
question,
Super
Wade.
Bowls.
Wade, you
That's
want to
all
go
they're
on this
focused on.
tangent? I'm just gonna ask you one question.
That's all the owner cares about is winning.
Okay, is Wade?
Our owner cares about
is
the
Dak
fucking money.
Prescott a
That's
winner?
why we ain't won in 30 years.
Hey, okay, Max, you is Dak Prescott? He's a winner in my opinion because he win a lot of games in the regular season. But in postseason, he fails to win. But that don't make him not a winner. He's still a winner because he wins a lot of games for the Cowboys.
That's incorrect.
Hey, Momo, what did you drink before you came on, bro?
Eagle,
No.
Drink before you came on.
Eagle
I
fans,
had one too
Dallas
many
fans.
drinks.
What is the purpose of playing football?
Lord, we still got to
Good
talk.
one,
What's up,
Loyal.
Bobby?
Good one.
How are you,
Lord,
bro?
you haven't called me
Cowboy.
yet, Laura, by the way.
What?
I thought you supposed to call me and what we talk.
Call you about what?
Who are you talking to? You talking to me, Momo?
No, not you.
Okay.
About the camera.
Oh yeah.
No, we good. Nah, I just believe that there are
Real
people
nice,
who are
LB
winners
Upper.
and there are people who are great. And this is like that. I can name some great quarterbacks today who couldn't become great, but they're not great at the moment.
Oh, all that matters in the league is winning. The Eagles franchise and ownership, all they care about is winning Super Bowls.
Okay. So you think they're gonna win this Super Bowl coming up? So as a Cowboy fan, you shouldn't even utter that word. As a fanatic of a fan, you shouldn't even use the word Eagles this, Eagles that. So you're a turncoat then. What I'm hearing.
No, he's a realist. He's not delusional.
He's just telling the truth, man.
No. Here's the thing about the word fan. Fan means fanatic.
Agreed,
So
Ultra.
if you're a fan, you ain't gonna believe what your eyes see.
Ultra Cowboys says game time. How is Eagles Wade complaining about 30 years when it took his team 57 to win their first Super Bowl? Eagle Wade, what's your
Eagle Wade's
response,
back.
Ultra?
I'm comparing our ownership to the Eagles' ownership. I want my front office, like Bill just said, we got the weakest league in our franchise.
I
front
agree.
office. I want my front office to be like the Eagles' front office. Win, win, win. That's all that matters. Not money.
Don't count on that. So you don't now. You dream the pipe dream now.
Now I brought up something on one of my. I don't know. I get lost, but one of my videos. I think it was this morning, maybe yesterday morning, about Josh Allen. He came out and he said he don't care about MVP. He he would rather just have a Super Bowl, and that's really the way it should be. And people.
That's what MVPs try to say. He's just following the script of what you're supposed to say in those situations. Like, I mean, he's a ball hog. Let's be real, man.
This is the Momo show, y'all.
On that team. Like Josh Allen, like he can talk all that junk, but he's.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say.
Let's be real. That's what most of the people that the offense surrounds them, and if he doesn't go anywhere with Buffalo, that team doesn't go.
What's up,
so
Matt?
I mean. I don't know, man. I think it's just a lot of horse crap, but I think that's just leadership and just trying to say, hey, it's going to take more than just me,
Hey, Loyal.
Yeah.
Wherever you're getting that information on Facebook, just block that Dallas channel because they're nothing but fake news.
You talking about eyebrows?
My electricity went out all of a sudden.
Okay, I thought we upset you. I'm like, oh my lord.
Holly, they said I chase you away, and I want you to know I would never chase. No, of course I didn't. You know how they do.
I love you, Momo. You with all my heart.
Just get some holy water. That's all.
Okay.
Bobby Babinski, Eagle Wade is not too late to switch. He said, if you want to win a Super Bowl.
Ooh.
So I stand by my prediction, Chris. My prediction is Washington win the division, Eagles come in third, and Cowboys come in second. That's my prediction, and I'm gonna stand by it.
See the Eagles fall in the first to third, really.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't see it.
Julie, you're saying the same thing?
No, I don't see the Eagles dropping from first to third.
I don't see that either.
Yeah.
The only way that would happen is if Jalen got hurt, some crazy stuff.
Yeah, barring injury.
Yeah, it would have to take a major injury for that to happen.
Yeah, I
don't see
Well,
either hurt.
I mean,
hurt.
I'm not going down that road, but if you have anywhere near what we dealt with,
on a
you
sad
won't-
note, and
that
on
won't
a,
happen.
on a sad,
on
the flip note,
I mean, that's all
you
I'm
guys-
saying.
you guys
That's
had a
all.
so the
I'm saying.
NBA
We will
has
never
their
win the
draft
Super
tonight,
Bowl. Never.
which
But
nobody's
and the funny
really
thing is,
watching the
Robert, is we
draft.
still got all these primetime games, even after the shitty record we had.
That's
what
because
I
you are
mean.
the Cowboys. You're the Cowboys. You guys drive ratings.
We
You
had
know,
the shittiest record, and we still got all these primetime games.
That's because there's two ways with the Cowboys. You either love them or you love to hate them. You want them to fail. So either way, it's going to bring ratings. It's gonna bring ratings.
You have Jerry.
Yeah, we got 8 primetime games ourselves.
That's why they got the Cowboys Eagles week 1 because it's going to bring record ratings, bro.
Exactly. Yep. You're right, Wade. You're right. It's the best way to start off the season, because especially since both teams are healthy.
I'm just really disappointed in the because I'm just disappointed in what's going to be coming in the future for NFL football, where there will be no more football on regular TV, and it's all going to be out to these different channels, and you have to pay money out the ass.
Did you open up your YouTube channel, Momo?
Yeah, everybody's streaming now. Momo,
No,
what are you talking about?
no, I haven't opened it up.
Well, because you have some
I had
random
rants
stuff,
on there,
man.
but I had to do some things. I'm gonna do a rant tonight about
You
training
did-
camp after I
like-
leave here.
like
I
one of-
have a whole thing about training camp I have written down.
One of the other guys
How-
will be talking, and you'll just start walking into the middle of a conversation that you
No,
started
nobody's
going,
on
like-
there. Nobody
Like
comes
the
up
left
there.
field.
No, I don't know.
I walk
Your
I
mic
walk
needs to
my
work.
dog.
No,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Last
No one's
Tuesday,
there when I go
and-
live.
Well, you got to
So I'm
rewatch these
random.
broadcasts, and trust me, you're gonna like, wow, I do walk over everybody.
I do.
Can I go-
I know I do. But
Can I go
if
back
someone
to
will come
what
up there while I'm
Momo
live, I
said?
shut up. I
Call
do
the
shut
lady.
up.
Hey, let the lady talk.
Yeah, let the lady.
Drew been up
Okay.
there.
Go ahead,
So
Yeah,
Lily.
what I
okay,
was
he
gonna
seen me.
say,
Let me
Momo
talk.
made me think when it will be kind of sad. I still watch it on regular movies TV when it comes on. But I remember, Lord, way before streaming and everything, when it was back on,
Radio.
watching it and if the president came on, the night was shot. I mean, you couldn't see nothing after any of that or anything.
Yeah,
You had to
because
look at
NFL Network with the radio, because they want you to do the audio. The app NFL has, but you can listen to football games on here, and you got to pay for this, pay for that.
You can listen to it on the Odyssey app.
You had to look.
The Odyssey app.
Holly's telling the truth because I remember back in the early '90s when I can't remember which. It was a big NBA basketball game that was going on, but the OJ when
Trials,
OJ was running in the Broncos.
Oh yeah.
So don't.
And we couldn't watch anything. So all it was just OJ and the Bronco while like one of the greatest
And
NBA games.
And you had to look, and you had to look at the schedule through the TV guide. Remember the TV guide?
Exactly, the TV
Yeah.
guide.
Hey, Drew.
Oh, you remember
the
the
same
TV
thing-
guide that came in the newspaper that was about this
Drew,
long?
the same thing happened. The same thing happened. Desert Storm. When Desert Storm, it was like you watch something.
That's true. Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't see it because I was in the middle of Desert Storm, but my dad was telling me.
Oh,
used to have to
I
deliver
remember
those
one
TV guides.
time. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
You're good.
Well, I just remember one time my brother and me, when we were watching basketball, we loved our Mavericks because they started in 1980, and we got into that. But then we also liked the Boston Celtics. And when you reminded me of the games when was it them and the Cavaliers were about to play a big game. And then all of a sudden we had a tornado that came through and they broke the news about everything. And my brother was so mad he'd never watched Channel 5 News, NBC anymore after that. He was so mad at them.
So like I said, based on what they doing to now, and I know a lot of Americans don't want to believe this. It's coming, guys. Where the Super Bowl is not going to be in the USA. Because guess what? NFL is a board league. If somebody of another country like Saudi Arabia or England say, "Hey, I'll give you $100 million for that Super Bowl broadcast. They
Let me
will
get
take
to a
it.
couple super
Well,
chats.
it's funny
real
you say
quick.
that. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me get to this and then go ahead. We got, sorry about it, Jay Smooth. Hey, Wade, why do you hate Dak so much? So we got that. Let me read the other two.
Let's see.
West Virginia Country Boy,
Let me
Momo
count.
should be an auction here.
let me
Bobby,
see.
thanks for
Yeah.
sweating it out, Game Time.
Yeah,
I
having
am
out.
sweating. Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. All right.
Yeah.
How
I'll
much
go ahead,
time
Wade.
you got there,
You got
fella?
half. Yeah, you got half an hour.
So Momo, my
Prescott,
question
right
to you is: I seen an article like they were talking about wrestling, talking about having a WrestleMania here and a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. I can see them doing a Super Bowl here and in Saudi Arabia, but they're not going to take the Super Bowl away from America.
Absolutely, they will. The NFL is bought.
No.
If they say gonna give you 300, if Saudi Arabia say don't get $500 million, NFL will take that. They
They'll have a big
greedy.
game over there. But the Super
But
Bowl,
they greedy. They are greedy.
I would see it going pay-per-view before I would see it going across.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
All those fans?
I agree with you. With that.
Momo, why are you a fan, bro? Just stop watching
I'm just
football.
being honest with myself.
Just stop.
Wow.
Just stop watching football, bro.
lying?
Just
What
stop.
saying?
Just
Are you
stop.
saying
I'm
I'm
not
lying?
saying I'm not saying you're lying, bro. But jeez,
No, well, I'm
Like,
debating.
good
Why should I
Lord.
be honest
Just
like
stop
you've been
watching
honest? You was
football.
honest with me. I'm just being honest with you, right?
No, I get it, bro. But it's like, good
Yeah,
Lord.
okay then.
You're like
So
an
you have
outsider
you have a
in the
position.
NFL,
You
like,
have
bro.
a
It's like,
position that
dude,
you
what is
love.
going on?
My
Like,
position today is
the NFL
saying
will
that
be
the
on Mars
NFL
in 20
is
years.
bought.
But
NFL is bought.
Momo,
Why do you think there's
Momo,
football
they're
games
not gonna be able to
overseas
get-
so much on the regular season?
Go ahead,
They're
Wade.
not going to be able to get rid of local broadcasting in the city.
They already done that, bro. They already done that.
Yeah.
No, they have not. No, they have not. When Kansas City was playing,
In certain markets they have, dude. In the
Kansas
smaller
City
markets
was-
they have.
The
What's
homer
that-
teams
what's
would
that
not
again?
do that. The homer fans would
What's the
not
app
let that
that they
happen.
were playing on that you can only watch the game by downloading the app? What was it?
The Odyssey
Kansas
app.
City Chiefs.
Odyssey.
The NFL. Some of the games were broadcasting on an app. You had to download it to watch.
Yes,
the game.
yes. The audio or yeah. NFL,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the Kansas City Chiefs are on there, and you had to download the app to watch the Kansas City Chiefs, but they were broadcasting the game locally in Kansas City.
Oh, I'm quite sure they was.
Bobby says prime time.
If everything's on.
But that's not a
Prime
that's
time Phil is here to
that's not a
sub up.
smart market team though, is
Thank
it?
you, Bobby.
Bobby, thank you for the super chat. Primetime Fear says sub up. I have Primetime's channel pinned at the top. I got so frazzled last
all
week
I'm saying
that
is
I didn't
this.
get a chance
The
to read it.
games-
So there you go, brother.
The games are being sent over. Home games are being taken away from fans and ticket holders, but go over to different countries in Mexico.
Next year, Mobo's going to be like, it's going to be played on the moon. It's going to be played on the moon before it's played.
Mars, Jupiter. I'll take that from the NFL.
Yeah, throw a football in space.
Put a face mask on and an oxygen mask on. Go out there.
I got another question.
Go ahead.
Shoot.
Okay. Just this is for anybody. Who do you
Momo.
think is going on your team? Who do you think is going to be the most surprising player? Y'all probably already asked this, but of course I was gone for a second. Because a lot of people, ones that people don't think going to have a chance to do anything. But I'm thinking on mine, Cowboys, that Miles Sanders has got a point to prove. Because the worst kind of animal is an animal that's been wounded and hungry, and I have a feeling since he's been let go from the Eagles and now he's here, and the way they are saying he was doing during OTAs and minicamp, that he's got a point to prove to a couple of teams.
Well,
I think it's going to be shoddy.
Good question.
I think it's going to be shoddy.
Who else? And I think Shoddy is really going to be a good.
He's got the chip on his shoulder.
I think that's the big one. Hallie, I like what you're saying with Miles because he's had a couple rough years. Since leaving Philly, it's been all uphill. He has not had good. His average per yard, people think he lost it. Early on in shorts and T-shirts, they are shocked at how he looks. So, again, it's early. We're not talking shit. We're just saying how, that is a possibility. But I like that. But I also like whoever said, I think it was Loyal, who who said the coach, because two, I think it was Drew's point, and he's right. He has a lot to prove. I think everybody would admit he's a rookie head coach. He's been in the league. It's a little different when you've led men, you've led professional men as a coordinator. You've been to multiple AFC Championship games with Sanchez. Mark Sanchez, that, I think he still has a lot to prove. I think he's putting his best foot forward. But I want everybody to answer this. So, in no particular order, for your own team, like, who do you think? Whoever didn't answer so far.
I like Blue from the Cowboys.
He's got a lot to
I
prove.
think Blue is going to be out. If he gets even with the line of scrimmage and he's got a gap, he's gone. That's just my opinion. I mean, because nobody's looking out for him, and I think he could be the surprise rookie of the year. Yeah. That's just me.
Sorry, I was laughing at the chat. Sorry.
Chris Dooley, what do you think about your Commandos? Who are you looking forward to?
The deepest dark horse, I would say, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, our 7th-round pick, running back.
Yeah, I liked him too.
Yeah, and see, I like that name. Again, I appreciate that. You got some forethought. Who else we got? Eagles Drew. I mean, it's hard to really have any surprises, but what are you thinking?
I mean, if I had to pick one player
for the Birds,
I would say Maro Ojomo. I think Maro Ojomo is really going to step in and be a real
I think
force.
he's already started.
I think the interior of our defense.
Out of Texas, right?
Out of Texas. The interior of our defense is going to be, I think it'll be better than it was last year.
That's a strong statement.
Is going to be an impactful player. The depth and rotation that we have in our defensive line is going to be really good.
Okay, who else we got here? Rob A. What do you think?
I'll wait till the end.
Yeah, I'll save the best for the last. Rob A.
Actually, I'm kind of on the same track as Drew is when it comes to the defensive line.
Bobby says Ty Robinson.
I'm going to probably go with Nolan Smith to step up and be that new leader. I think that he started off a little slow, but he came on during the last 6-7 games of the season, and he had some crucial sacks in the playoffs that I think he's going to kind of take over that Brandon Graham kind of role.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that Nolan Smith to really kind of step up and have a
Linda Conyers made a strong statement. Moro Ojomo will surprise a lot of people in place of Milton Williams. Not a step lost. Now, Linda, I think that's a strong statement. I don't know that I would say not a step lost. I think I would say the future's bright for the kid. But yeah, we'll see. Only time will tell, right?
Game time. Can I add on to that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I was just getting to Linda. I hadn't acknowledged.
Yeah, no, Linda makes a good point. But I think Ojomo is going to have a good year. But I think it will be a product of Carter taking on the double team. It'll leave Ojomo one-on-one, which I think that's kind of why Milton Williams got paid, is because, again, Jalen playing next to Jalen Carter. He just brings so much attention to himself to leave that one-on-one open. Right. I think Ojomo is going to break out as well.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, Phil.
One more from me.
I haven't said anything.
No. All right. Well, go ahead. All right. Okay. I thought you started it, but Jesse, then Momo.
Yeah, my personally, I already know Abdul Carter. I want to see how he gels with the rest of the defensive line, but that's a given. Scatterboo, I want to see how he runs that ball. I want to see what we got.
Scatterboo, okay. I'm rooting for the guy because he's behind a rancid offensive line. So that's the issue. But hey, who knows? Maybe your guy sliding in the guard will help. Your left tackle.
Yeah, hopefully.
Guard. I don't know. Evan Neal, I believe.
Evan Neal.
So Momo and then Phil. What do you got, Momo?
Well, I got Chris over there, right?
I think he started it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Momo, go ahead.
I think it's surprised. I know people are saying his weight and just like that. I think Debo is on a mission to do better. I think he's going to have.
Yeah, and I agree. Once the baby is born,
Afterbirth is pushed out.
Mean twins. Mean
Once he
twins.
sheds that,
Afterbirth.
He got
Hold
mouths to feed.
Momo, I'll be the Godfather.
I'll play it, Bubba. I'll play it. I had to poke fun.
I think
Craig
he's going.
Ozebo.
I think he's going to break out. I think he's going to show what he is. And he has something to prove to 49ers and everybody.
Phil, go ahead, Phil.
I don't know if he qualified there. He wasn't a new young guy. I don't know. I can't give it that to you, Momo. No, I'm just poking at you. This episode, I'm going to poke at you a little bit more, and you can take it. I love it, man. My guy, if I had to put money on it and everything, I would, it's easy to go with some of these guys that I'm a big Wanye Thomas fan. I think him finally getting into the rotation is going to add some stuff, but I'm not going to bet everything on it. If I had to put money on something, it would be Izaraku. I think that's the one where there's a lot of rotational guys that he can learn from, but he's the future of that spot. Let's be real. And I was very surprised by the pick. I saw him in a couple of drafts, and I never really kind of got him. I think I did an early one where I had him, but it just wasn't in the rotation. I never even thought that they would be going with it with how deep that rotation was and what they were going with. But hey, the fact that now you kind of put yourself in a situation where Sam Williams, you don't have to rely on that. You don't have to rely on the Nealon thing. You're hoping that those two really kind of hit. They can be your depth still. Nealon hopefully still pushing for that starting position, but against who? You're hoping that. Let's be real. In a real perfect world, it should be easy on one side and Nealon on the other, and Parsons roaming around and stuff like that. But what are they going to do? What's the defense going to do? What is Eberflus going to do? So if I would have to put in the young guys, I would say easy would be my pick.
Well, that's and Phil, that's why I say everybody's saying. I think it was. I'm not sure who it was, and it could have been any number of Eagle people watching. Said that that it's going to be a blowout week one, and it might be again. But I think if anybody has at least like cards that haven't been played and is holding something. It could be Dallas. It could be closer than people think. That's all. And, only time will tell. But it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, there's Fowler. You kind of forget about Fowler. Yeah.
Understood.
Well, nobody's going to be in football shape anyway.
Well, again, you know how the first month of the season, I wanted to touch on, I'm going to do a couple drawings here. I'm going to give away some of the cards. I'm going to, since I have the show on Wednesday nights, it's doing fairly well. I have a lot of Cowboys cards in cases, like signed cards. Some are signed and some are not. We're definitely going to give a couple away tonight, along with an item from I'm going to draw 3 names. But I wanted to touch on Momo's question. I know if anybody has to leave, don't hesitate. I'm not holding anybody, but I'm in really no rush. We got a little bit of time. I don't believe that the NFL is suffering. Listen, I agree with everybody. I do not want to leave and have our Super Bowl in another country. I don't believe that's going to happen. Am I foolish to think that?
I'm with you, Brian. You know what? There's too much money, commercials, and everything else. I just don't see the American game leaving America for that big of an audience anyway.
I mean,
I would agree with you too, because if you look at globally, football is not as big as, let's say, soccer.
Bingo.
It's not as big as basketball, and it's not a game that you can really move like basketball.
Well,
I don't really see
and
that.
Why is that, Drew? And not to get all weirded out, but why is that? Basketball and soccer, you need a ball, right? You don't need equipment. You don't need helmets. You don't need pads. You don't need cleats. You don't need hockey, hockey sticks and pads. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier.
It's a challenging game to move and go around to play in different places.
Okay, so, can I comment on that?
Hey, Drew, one more thing.
You're allowed to comment.
Okay, I like to comment on that. So, if they ever, it's like the Olympics.
There you go.
No, it's the facts. These are facts. So when the Olympics come in,
here we go.
Nah, I'm messing with you, Momo.
Okay.
Continue, man.
So when the Olympics come every 4 years, that country, whoever do the Olympics, they build all these stadiums. In Saudi Arabia, they can build a stadium in 3 years. If they have a Super Bowl, they will build a stadium for football. I don't know why we are thinking that they can't do this. Football, because
Nobody
I
said
don't know
they
why
can't
y'all
do
not
it.
thinking this.
I have a question on that, Momo.
Yeah, go ahead.
If they're going to build like a football, who's going to attend?
The Americans
No,
will go to Saudi
But-
Arabia, and the Saudi Arabia will, if they don't go to
way.
Saudi Arabia, will pack that house.
If
But
they're
the
like
king,
me, they're not going to
hear
be
me
able
out.
to
Just hear me out.
afford
Just
it.
hear me out.
Hey,
Momo.
The
can I say
king.
something real quick?
Hold
Can I say something
no,
real
like,
quick?
hold on. Just hear me out. I just like to hear me out. There's a big event coming in wrestling coming up this Saturday.
Yep.
And it holds
King of the
in
Ring.
that arena, it holds over close to 25 between 20 and $25,000. 25,000 people. Who do you think the 20 to 25 people going to be in that stadium in that
Saudi
arena?
Arabians. Saudi
The
Arabians.
Arabians.
Right.
Here's the problem though with that, Momo. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, no,
I want to say
apologize.
one
We need
thing.
to have more. Everybody's got to be able to get their point across. Go ahead.
So the
say
Dallas
one thing.
Cowboys cheerleaders, they like to show
Well, then,
everything.
Randy.
Over in
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, they ain't gonna be able
I
to
need
show
to
any
say
of that.
something too.
And Bob.
They got to make them wear
Rob.
tight
Exactly,
clothes. They ain't
Leo.
gonna stay. That's what makes football too. So.
No showing skin.
no.
I got one.
So
Hey,
who
Momo.
cares? I mean, end of the
Well,
day,
Jerry Jones would like
you
that.
go to the
Hell
football
no.
game to watch the cheerleaders, or you go to football to watch a football game.
You watch the
Here's
football
why that
game, but
won't-
I'm just saying that the
Momo.
Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are just as big, and
And
cheerleaders.
I understand they're gonna cover them up.
Here's
They
why
gonna- they
this
ain't
is
gonna
not
go
going
for
to
it.
Lord,
happen.
why are you worried about the Dallas Cowboys going to Super Bowl? They ain't going.
Okay, but
Oh,
here's
really?
here's why this won't happen.
Hey, you
guys,
guys
Here's
got
why
longer
this
Super
won't
Bowl
happen,
drought
guys.
than us.
Here's an
Here's
example.
why the Super Bowl is not going to leave the United States. You're telling me you're going to put our people in a country that's foreign right now with us fixing to go to war with Iraq.
No
And
doubt.
there ain't no freaking way you're going to set 80,000 people up
I
to be
don't know what
killed.
the NFL
Yep.
might do.
I
Because
agree,
NFL
Randy.
is about the money.
But
Y'all keep
Well,
forgetting.
this
Momo.
this
They ain't
becomes
gonna put
part.
anybody's life
There
on
is
it.
no money
Momo, let
compared
me
to
say
American
something.
soldiers and lives.
I
Exactly,
get all
exactly,
that,
Randy.
but NFL
Momo,
will sell
okay,
their soul for $1.
Okay, you've made your point. Can someone else talk, Momo, real quick?
Okay.
Okay, so this is the thing. The NFL's not hurting for money right now. Roger Goodell's doing a good job of generating money in. That's why he's doing all these deals with these streaming
Arturo,
companies.
100%, brother.
Hence why the salary cap keeps going up. The salary cap keeps going up is because of all the money that they're
And
already
it's not
generating.
going down anytime
And it's
soon.
not going down.
Yeah, it's
so
not. I thought
they
it
don't,
might, but it's not.
They don't need other avenues of trying to make money. It's
So why
already
they
a
have-
cash cow. Wait, let me
Okay,
finish.
cat
It's
count.
already a
I like
cash
have a
cow
counter
now.
argument. Can I
And that's
counter
why,
you?
Well, yeah, when he's done, his argument, yes.
I want
and
to
that's
chip in
why
too,
the
please.
salary cap keeps on going up. Is because the NFL keeps on generating more money.
And Rob,
There's other avenues. Go ahead.
no, Rob, let me
Okay.
get in here. Rob, and every time, and you guys, I'm not saying it's good or bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm paying out the you-know-what for streaming. But every time there's a streaming event, it's the highest rated. So there's no indication that what they think their model is wrong. Because just look what's going on. You got a friggin' Netflix is holding a boxing with what's his name over there.
Canelo Alvarez.
Yes, Canelo Alvarez, and they're going to Netflix. Why? It's just it's not gonna lose.
I just knew it was harder to watch my team before, and now you can kind of go anywhere and watch your team, and so like, hey, having that access, I think most fans are willing to pay for it, and I know I'm one of those guys.
Me too.
So
Me
yeah,
too.
so
I like to say, son.
go ahead.
In and out.
Three
quick.
letters. 3 letters. A perfect example of how the Israelis try to manipulate. Live. They try to take over the PGA. What happened? They merged together.
But it was fairly successful. What made that happen? Not to go off on a tangent, but what made that happen was the success of Live. The PGA said, "Listen, we're not going to be in here very long if we don't meet them halfway and start paying these golfers." But anyway, go ahead. Whoever wanted to get in on this.
Okay, so here's the thing: if y'all really feel like it's never going to go to another country,
Not the Super Bowl.
Not the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
we have every year there are more and more games are being played in different countries.
Yes.
And not Super
And
Bowl.
that ain't a sign that it's not going to happen.
But
I
it's
don't know what is.
It's never the home team of the Eagles. It's never the home team of Dallas, unless it's maybe Mexico. But I still don't believe Dallas would give up one of their home games.
No.
It's always,
so don't these teams have to agree to go?
It's always the teams who can't sell out their own stadiums, like the
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, it's always those type of teams.
Oh, you talking like the New York Jets?
Well, because you get all the
Carolina.
revenue, right? And the teams who can't really sell a lot of merch, you know.
Washington is going 2-1 overseas, I believe, this year too.
They have one of the
But
worst
that's more of your
stadium
name
agreements
brand.
in
It
the
doesn't-
game, Washington.
That's more of
What
your
I'm
name
saying,
brand.
what I'm saying that I thought, don't some of these teams that go during the regular season have to agree to go?
No.
I'm not sure about that one.
No.
I don't know because I'm asking because I'm not sure of that answer.
I don't know. Rob, do you know that answer? I don't believe so. Jay Smooth, thanks, brother. His Momo sold.
But Game Time, I don't know if you heard this week that the Eagles are entertaining. I hope they don't do it, but they're entertaining possibly putting a dome on Lincoln Financial. And the main purpose of that is for them to possibly host a Super Bowl. So, Momo, I just don't think
How
that.
old is
I
the
hope
link?
Eagles don't do it, but I think that's they're entertaining that. That's the reason why.
I think you'd be
I think after the NFL,
Bobby,
I think
thanks,
you have to
brother.
follow
You're on a roll
NFL.
tonight.
NFL would sell anything to make money.
Here's my thing with that.
Stop watching, bro. Just stop watching.
No. I'll
Mr.
keep
Cowboy,
watching
what's
because
up,
it's
brother?
because you said that, Drew. I love you, Drew. Well,
I
it'll be
think
good.
this.
I need to talk to you too, Drew.
Yeah,
Drew,
man, get at me.
Drew, I think it might be cheaper to build a
22
new
years.
stadium than to try and put a roof on that thing. Because you got the open end of 95. That's a lot of money. I would just go all new. But again, I don't think the Philly fans would go for that, man.
No. And that will take away from y'all because you're cold weather.
It's
That's
not
just
even
like the
that
Browns.
bad.
They're getting it done.
Some of the most
I don't know why the
and
Browns will get it done. They suck
and
anyways.
Royal,
but-
some of the most iconic games I can remember in recent history. I'm not going back. I was at some of the nasty games, but I was at the 80 game where Wilbert broke my heart. But I'm talking about some of the iconic games where Shady McCoy running in the snow, right?
Against Buffalo, I remember that.
Yeah, so I
No,
mean,
that was against Detroit.
I
Was it
would
against
say,
Shady ran against
I would
Detroit.
say the playoff game against the Atlanta Falcons, where the stadiums had to get there early to dig out the stadium. Remember, they had to pay them.
Hey, in my day, Metropolitan Stadium with the Purple People Eaters, Minnesota Vikings, that was a home field advantage.
Yeah,
I don't think that would go over well for that city. I don't know, but I agree. I understand what Drew's saying. By doing that, the Eagles, we don't know what the next generation, like when Jeffrey Lurie, God forbid, passes away, Julian's a different cat. When he takes over the team, if that's who's going to take over the team, he may be more like, hey, I want a new stadium. I want a stadium deal because I think that you can't help but get sucked into the money. It's literally printing money, especially with a lot of these towns. They're picking up the bill. Now, real quick, Momo, I know, just like quickly, what's your thought? What's going on? I know you don't live there or actually Chris Dooley too. What's going on with RFK? I know that
they just proposed something different, I believe, Chris. The mayor proposed this other thing where
There's
they
a
take the
time frame
budget,
to get this done, if it's
and move
gonna
it
happen.
a certain way, the money, so they can help with the stadium because the city council members are just a bunch of idiots.
But Chris, you pay taxes there. What's going on?
Right. It's a lot of red tape right now.
Yes, sir. But the mayor just announced this new thing.
But I mean,
right today.
Yeah, okay, but I remember about 3 weeks ago they were up in arms because they were actually going to pull it, right, Chris? They were going to pull the RFK. Now you live near there, right, Chris? Where do you think it should be?
At RFK.
Yeah, exactly. Because of of the location.
The location is the best location you could get.
I don't understand, but it's
it's
these
same thing
owners have to take some of the hit, Chris. Josh Harris owns the Eagles, owns the Devils, owns the Commanders. You don't need to pay for the damn stadium. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be on the taxpayers. I'm not saying you're not willing to take a little bit, but take it from me, where I live in South Jersey. My taxes just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. We're tired of paying taxes. So I don't blame the people, but these billionaires need to pick up some of the, more of the cost. They're the ones that's getting. Nobody's saying you can't charge for your PSL, because that's what they do. They're going to charge you thousands of dollars for the right to buy the damn seat, which is an absolute joke. But that's part of making money. I get that. But to then, on top of that, is to tax the fans. That's an issue. They need to work that out, because I think, I've gone to a couple games in Landover, and that's a shithole. Sorry, it is.
No, it is.
And Maryland, I mean, they're talking about going to like Virginia. I just don't understand why can't they get this done. What are the odds that it gets in? Well, ultimately, what do you guys think it's going to end up?
I think they will be there. RFK.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because it's just red tape, they're just playing fancy, because they don't want to go back into the 90s when Jack King Cook tried to get a new stadium in DC, and they screwed that up.
All right, I'm going to do a drawing real quick, guys, and then I'm going to do a few drawings. So let me do a drawing.
Can I say one thing, too, about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think also kind of like what you were talking about.
I got to figure that out, Logan.
About the Eagles putting a dome on and everything.
What's up, middle age?
We've always been an outdoor stadium, and now our new stadium is going to have a dome and everything. It's all about turning that whole area into movie theaters, things.
It's bad over there.
I think they're talking about it's only going to hold about 8,000 parking spots compared to like 40, 50,000, which it used to be. So it's all about printing that money.
Well, what about the name? Are you guys going to go back to Redskins or what?
No,
never happened.
That sucks.
That's shame. That's a shame.
Shithole stadium.
That's I'm for them never going back. I would never have that name, but that's just me.
Snyder fucked that up too. I mean, he kept just calling everybody out, and it ruined it for us.
So okay, so Chris
Let me do a
Cooley, when him and Daniel Snyder was going to the Indian reservations and trying to say, hey, because they were debating about changing name at the time. They were all going on there. He was going Chris Cooley would go on his podcast and talk about, hey, we gave all this money to him like that. They made it worse.
Yeah,
they made it worse. Then I said at the time, because I know the history of that name and the original owners. I know the deep history. So when they came back and they did all that, then they changed the name to the Washington Football Team. I felt she should have kept it the Washington Football Team, because now you changing names in mid-flight, and you got all this money you spending on the Washington Football Team over the years. It just got ridiculous. Why are you changing to the Commanders, which is, I say, is the dumbest name in sports history?
Yeah.
Next to the Wizards and the Commanders and the Mystics, I don't know what
they
works.
win, and then nobody gonna care. So
yeah, but it's the same reason with the Guardians. They're never going to change the Guardians, the Cleveland Indians back. It's just how society is. I mean, they've been trying to get rid of Blackhawks, Chiefs. I mean, but the Chiefs ain't going to change because they've been in the Super Bowl all these years, and I mean, it'd take a lot for them to do
West
that.
Virginia Country Boy won the first drawing. I'm going to give you, since I know you pretty much got almost everything out of the Game Time Brian shop, you have won one of this. I'm going to send you the, what is this? DeMarco Murray. It's a DeMarco Murray card.
Rookie card. That's his rookie.
DeMarco Murray rookie card goes to West Virginia Country Boy.
Chris, I hate the nickname, the Wizards and the Mystics. What are we, Final Fantasy video game? What the hell?
Yeah, it's brutal.
Momo's going to put on his Harry Potter wizard.
Yes, I might as well put a hat on.
His wizard hat.
All right, so we got one out of the way. I'm going to give another DeMarco Murray rookie, West Virginia. I'll reach out to you if you're not in here.
You could call them the Washington Moonshine.
I'm going to
draw don't work because DC is not that way.
The Washington Krakens. The Kraken.
See,
Washington
everybody knows,
crackback.
and
Yep,
Chris
Diddy.
knows this. Any Washington football game, basketball game, baseball game, the fans get left out because most of the times, mostly politicians and celebrities in those stadiums. We get the shaft most of the time because they making deals in the stadium politically and financially. So a lot of times, all those folks you see at the stadiums are mostly not the people who wants to go to the game. Am I right, Chris?
I mean,
I'm he knows. I know. I'm telling you, I've been to the
there's
stadium.
no politicians or anything sitting where I'm sitting at.
I'm just talking about the best seats. All them. I ain't talking about the nosebleeds.
All right, guys. I had my fill. I'm dropping off. You guys have a great night.
All right, don't.
Hold
You gotta leave
on.
because I said that. Okay,
Hold on. Let me get this. That dude Rolo, you won the. This is another DeMarco Murray rookie card. In a case, it's coming
I'm
your
out.
way.
Yeah, ain't gonna make a fool out of me tonight.
And I got one more giveaway. One more giveaway. This is for something out of the merch shop. So I'm gonna spin it. I know Logan, he don't like giving out his address, so I can't give anything to Logan. So even though he finished one.
Like shout out to Logan. Get a PO box, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, I tried, man. He won before. But
he don't want your game time shit.
He don't want my shit.
Hey, I gotta go help my friend do this little thing he do because I'm watching.
You're the winner, brother. Rob A.
Like I gotta watch this Disney thing, the Ironheart. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch it.
You're the winner, brother. I can send you a
yes,
like coffee mug or something if you want.
I was going to tell you. I remember you said on the Mark's chat you didn't know this. Just sorry, changing the subject. I wanted to tell you because I didn't know either. You didn't know who owned the Fanatic.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Oh, okay, it's a billionaire named
Roberts?
Michael Rubin.
Rubin. Okay. Oh wait,
Michael Rubin.
I think he sold. I think he sold it, didn't he, last year?
He sold the GSI Commerce.
Okay, I got you.
Fanatics is a shoot that came off of that. He sold the main part to eBay for $2.4 billion.
Wow.
But he also used to be part owner of the 76ers and the Devils.
Think about this, Hallie. These are the same people that are looking for taxpayer money to build their stadiums.
I know that's what Jerry did down here for the for the stadium down here in Arlington. And Arlington was up in arms about it.
And then, and me and Wade, I really wish. I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus, but I wish we would have taken time to stop and live stream from the old the Texas Stadium lot. I like it down there. I like, that's where Phil being supposedly snapped Wade's $150 headset. But anyway, we had a blast.
I was just in Irving.
I liked Irving. I think Irving was great, but
Irving's like right by the airport.
I mean, they just promised the world.
I was so sad when they showed it on TV with the old stadium being demolished.
Yeah, and that's funny. It's going to happen, but I would have liked to have them. There was plenty of room there to build another one, but Frisco stepped up. Irving's loss was Frisco's gain. They threw a lot of money at an already rich guy, and he just became richer. So it's frustrating. But
they make their money off those toll roads.
I'm going to wrap this up, everybody. I appreciate it. We're coming up against 2.5 hours. So let's get our final thoughts. Anything you guys want to get out off your chest? And
Chris Dooley, was that Dungeons and Dragons, bro? What was that?
What?
Oh, I was looking away, but it's actually a dragon that mounted on my wall.
Look at you.
That's cool. You sure that's not Momo? Is that Momo?
That's pretty cool, man. I like the layout in there, man. That's nice. I like the lighting.
That is nice, bro.
I just say one last thing. Because I know game time like him with Jay Toia. I think he's going to be a lot better than a lot of people think he's going to do. He has a rugby background. When he was in Virgin Islands, that's what he learned first was rugby, and then was introduced to football later. So
I agree with you.
Be in it, yeah. But I mean, that's just me, my view.
No, I agree with you, but I will
But
also
there's
agree.
that learning curve too.
I will
that's
agree
gonna
with
happen the
Drew
rookie.
in that to rely on that would be negligible. We're hoping, right? And we think, but you know what I mean? He is a rookie. And how I like to do is if I think that maybe the rookie will be a little less than what everybody thinks in year one for everybody, then I have to, do it for my team as well. But I do like him. I do like him. So,
I mean, we got to remember Shoddy. This is going to be a learning curve for him on the first year too. So.
And I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Rob who said we're going to know more about Shoddy after a loss than we will, or maybe even a couple losses in a row, because it's going to happen. Than we would about a win, right? Right?
Yeah.
Everybody. So.
Oh, and then one other thing, I'll shut up. I just remember. I'm just glad that Jay was introduced to football early before he went into college, because I remember, and Randy, you might remember. You remember the kicker Efren Herrera?
I sure do.
Because when they found him, he was a soccer player.
Yes.
And they found him when he kicked a basketball into a goal. He never was introduced to football or anything. And the funniest thing, they interviewed him. He said when they got him out their first game in college, he was about to kick the ball, but they forgot to tell him that there's going to be other players that were going to come and try to block the ball.
Yeah, Tony Frisch was another one who was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bobby. Everyone have a great night, he says. All right, so
anyway,
who's next?
That's my final thing.
Yeah,
all right, I want to say two things. College football starts in 2 months. 8 weeks from Thursday, we got live college football. And number two, we're less than 25 freaking days from training camp, baby. Football is finally here.
Finally.
Go Blue.
Hey, can I say?
Astros 2, Phillies nothing. Astros 2, Phillies nothing.
Oh God, is it over?
Yeah.
All right. So the Phillies have played 2 games and haven't scored a run. Nice.
Hey, Drew.
What's up, buddy?
You want to see something actually pretty cool?
Sure, man.
Does that thing breathe fire? Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Where'd you get that at?
Yeah, that's dope, Chris.
I need to get one of those.
No, it's a place called Distortions Unlimited, and it's got like a fog machine. And I'll get some of my friends. They'll come up, see it, look at it, stick their face up in it, real detailed.
Do a live stream from there, man.
Hit the button on it.
Hey, that's pretty cool, bro. I like that.
That is. See, I like that.
That's nice.
See, like we all love Momo, but we have a better chance of seeing his butt crack than seeing a fire-breathing dragon.
Maybe how the dragon blows some fire at his butt.
Maybe.
I was going to start calling him. I was going to start
Oscar.
calling him ham bone for a little while,
Oscar.
but I thought, no, Mikey's better.
I love it. Please call him ham bone, Holly.
Okay.
All right, Drew, let's get it in, get it out.
Listen, man, I'll say this just to kind of respond to Loyal from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I like Shoddy. I just think that, him being a rookie head coach, and a rookie coaching staff with a bunch of new players trying to establish a culture, not a culture that's already established, trying to establish a culture realistically. And I'm not saying it can't happen. Realistically speaking, I'm looking at more of like anywhere between 7 to 9 wins, especially with the schedule that Dallas is playing. Like, we all have a brutal schedule. And when you're trying to establish a culture, when you have question marks all around, especially on the defense, I think there's way more question marks on the defense than there is on the offense, right? Then when I look at that team and I say, man, okay, they have a lot of talent, they have a lot of youth, but man, you're trying to establish something. Realistically, seeing them winning 10 plus games, I don't see it. I could be wrong. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, Dallas is trash. I mean, that's the low dangling fruit, right? Dallas has a bright future to me. I think they have a bright future.
I like that. I appreciate that.
Well, yeah, I said 10 wins at best. That was my prediction.
I don't see that
it's 11,
now.
but
I'm not gonna sit there and say create 12. I said 10 wins at best.
Listen, there is an avenue, but again, that's for another show. Primetime Phil, or let's get with your final word, bro, and then we'll get out of here.
I could go in so many different directions, but one thing I will have to say is that again, I think I pointed this out that the NFC East has been, we're back. I think in some ways we're going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a schedule. I don't think I think each one could have less wins than last year and probably be more successful. Weirdly enough, I think, Washington being one of those teams, if they don't go as deep into the playoffs, are they less successful? No, man, they got to the playoffs and they did stuff. So there's a lot to be built on. And I think Drew's right with a lot of what he said in the sense of the coaching staff, what we're relying on, and everything having to come together. But we we see an avenue. We see that they're going in the right directions. Are they the right choices? I think those are going to be the big questions. I think that's what's going to be the nice, fun thing about watching this team. Now, what I get the most excited about is that it's going to be competitive. I think the teams are going to be, even when we all suck. I mean, think about how Dallas sucked and Washington was in that race, and we still got them in some way. That's just how these divisions go, man. And I think, even teams like the Giants are going to give us the hell of a run. I think they'll surprise us by maybe even splitting it with all of us, and we're not going to like that. Maybe we kick each other's ass, and then the Giants are the ones that split it with all of us. You never know how this is going to go. But I get excited about the fact that I think with all that coming together is the fact that they're coming together, and you get these points where everybody's arguing against each other, and they're like, because they're so passionate about what they're saying, and everybody has ammo. And so I give you guys credit for coming in here and just sticking up for your team, man. And you guys
that's
all
what
have
it's
good
about.
Points. Yeah,
I agree with that, and that's
even
why
my 2% Momo.
I mean, Ultra gets a rough go, but this was his idea, and he said you guys should have a giant and eagle. Again, is it perfect? Is it seamless? No. Do we talk over each other? Yeah. Can we limit it? Yeah. Is a part of it? It's also a part of it.
It gets passionate. I start laughing.
Yeah, it's also a part of it. So I appreciate everybody spending over 2.5 hours. I really appreciate the newcomers, Chris Dooley. He's been a part of the channel for a while, but he actually, I'm not putting a slight on anybody, but he actually knows what he's talking about. So like Rob A., who I don't think is Rob. No, Rob left.
No,
like Rob, he knows what he's talking about. Like Drew, they know what they're talking about. Drew likes to stir the pot, but that's what it's about, people. If we can't stir the pot and we all have to be the fan of the same team and get along, then that's not real fun, is it?
Yeah, let's be real. We know each other's pressure points that we can easily start stirring the
Phil
spot.
did it on purpose last week.
My dream.
Oh, you want me to do it? Oh, bam!
Phil's
We turned it on.
Me. He's like, "Watch this." And next thing you know, I was up. I was all disheveled. I couldn't calm down. I slept like crap. I'm like, "Thanks."
I was laughing. I loved it, man. You guys, it was
Drew,
awesome.
And Drew took it hook, line, and sinker. And then who else? Everybody else was in there. I'm like, "Oh God."
We need to have a heavyweight. We need to have Momo, Drew.
Here's
Ultra.
the problem. Momo doesn't know how to take a breath.
We need a strong.
Because it pisses people off. Mark Huston just gets irate.
Someone that can bring it. I like to see that.
But anyway, I love Momo.
I
love
it. Ultra, Drew, and Momo.
Philly D.
The Giants.
You're right, man. Sometimes I do. Like my Latin side comes out where I start getting, So I totally, and I love it.
Before we leave, I mean, again, especially on the people that are going to watch this after it's over, because there are a lot of people who do watch it after we're done, believe it or not, even though it's 2.5 hours. Go ahead and sub up to Primetime Phil. And don't forget, Wade wants to go. So, I mean, it would be nice if we can get him hooked up with somebody.
Wade reminds me a little bit of the little totem that you find on the Brady Bunch when they find in the Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like, you being all bad luck with all that, like, evil juju that's coming off.
Well, he's not going to the game. He's just going to come down like Drew is, and he wants to hang out for the weekend. Not many people are going to the game except me and Phil. I feel obligated.
I'm not going to the game.
Like, we got to go to the game, Phil, just because we got to see the stadium. So
I got to see the stadium,
Yeah.
I want to see the Star Wars
But
ship.
It's going to be the Hangover 4.
Ultra's even going. Ultra is going to Vegas.
Ultra's going? Uh-oh.
So that's what I'm saying. So we're going to have
Hangover
fun.
4.
Ultra's our boy.
But anyway, let me go. We all got, I'm sure most of us have to get. I'm off tomorrow, but I'm in a hot house. So I might go jump in a pool. I don't know.
AC's going.
But anyway, all right, everybody. I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the chat. Please like and share this, please. I would appreciate it. And I'll talk to everybody tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
What? I'm cool. This is me. We're going to jump on that spaceship and get out of here.
No judgment. Shoot.
Get to smash that subscribe button. You know what? I'm going to give it, I'll give it 4 out of 5 avocados. Korg?
I was raised by avocados.
Oh my God, just kill me now.
Ho, ho, ho.
Green Giant. Hey! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
I think it's going really well. I know. This is literally the first time I took my gun out of the holster. Right.
And that is why we need a triumphant video.
You guys led us to this. Thank you.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.